Well, I did what we needed to, or what I was supposed to do.
We unlocked the Halls of Lightning, the Oculus, the Utgard Pinnacle, the Culling of Strathome, the Trial of the Champion, Shadow Labyrinth, Shattered Halls, the Botanacula, the Mechagon, the Steam Vault, Magister's Terrence, Opening of the Dark Portal, and Alcatraz.
What, Alcatraz?
Did you say Alcatraz?
No, Alcatraz. I wish it was Alcatraz.
That's just...
That'd be cool.
I was like, I don't remember Alcatraz.
In Burning Crusade alone, we unlock 5 instances at level 67 and 3 at level 68.
You dummy. Why are you waiting for an elevator?
So we just got 8 achievement. We just got 8 new dungeons there and 5 in the other place. That's absurd. We're never getting to all these.
I also turned in my leatherworking.
Are you talking to me?
I can finally. Yeah.
Oh, I wasn't waiting. I wasn't waiting for anything. I was just pacing in circles, reading the list.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't aware of my surroundings at all.
You maniac.
You can fly.
Here's a quarry to add to my quarry database. No. Maybe one day. That's like the next thing to add when I run out of basalt columns.
You'll never run out of basalt columns.
I did get 3 more today to add my backlog to post later. But for my birthday, Minecraft is adding a basalt column zone.
For your birthday, I'm sure.
The news was synced up with my birthday timing.
I think it's on purpose.
But they're adding a basalt column region to the Nether in Minecraft.
Oh no!
There's just so many. But but this is a quarry, and quarries are also really popular in video games because you get to have like this really cool, distinctive, but also low polygon area. It's an excuse to have a bunch of squares everywhere.
If you start arguing about quarries, though, it's like, where do you stop? Like, there's also valleys. There's also mountains in video games.
Mountains and valleys are natural. Quarries are man-made.
Yeah, some things are naturally
forming. A quarry is a place where
are...
people are mining stone, and they always do it in these distinctive square patterns, so it's a good video game setting that people use a lot. There's one in Fallout 4, and there was and there was also one in we're in one right now. That's why it came to mind. This is a quarry.
What? I didn't know what a quarry was.
Whoa! And there's one in Control, and so on. It's just another trope to just rally on. It's like, hey, look at the 500 of these.
Hey, y'all want to hear a Snapple fact?
Ooh.
I didn't think they still made these because they make the bottles out of plastic now, which I think is like kind of a sin, but
yeah.
Apparently,
that's less eco-friendly than glass.
Yeah, but they probably lose less product from dumb kids dropping them all day.
I mean, that's kind of just the risk you take in being a dumb kid.
Yeah.
I'd rather have the glass bottles. I think there's like a certain taste.
We say dumb kids when people in this house broke glass yesterday.
Yesterday, yeah, I got a text message that one of our housemates broke my glass.
Yeah.
Like someone narked on him to me, and I was like, I don't care.
No, it's because we live with a narc.
Is it you?
No.
Is it me?
Just the person you're talking about. Like, whenever anything happens, they have to say that it was somebody else's fault instantly. Even if nobody's mad, nobody's accusing anyone. It's always like, blame has to be assigned instantly.
I'm that person in the house that's like, it's cool, dude, I don't care. I don't care. I got that cup for free from a Dave & Buster's. So it's like, it's fine.
Wait a second.
Fuck am I looking at? This is horrific.
These are a bunch of
Cousin It's.
It's a whole farm. It's like a farm of wheat people. Oh, he trapped me. I was wondering how I fight him. I guess I have to stand here and the story happens.
I'm not trapped. Wait, who's this?
Is it because you already did this?
No, I joined you on this quest.
The Lich King cannot be stopped, accept it. Bitch, that was like 7 expansions ago. You're the past.
Hey, where'd you get these crap macaroni and cheese people?
I hate to break it to you, but this was 2010, and now it's 2020.
2008.
This quest is old as fuck.
Well, he's been waiting all this time.
So 2000 and late. That was even older.
Oh, yeah, sorry. No U.S. president has been an only child. That's my sample fact. I almost forgot about it. I was looking
We need more orphan presidents.
Wait, Obama has a brother?
Apparently.
Or a sister?
Imagine,
oh, wait, we're talking about siblings.
Imagine how sad Yeah, not parentless, Keith. not Baudelaire.
They all have multiple children. That's really, that's
Holy
weird,
crap, he's
yeah.
got like 8 siblings. Never mind, I lied.
Dude, imagine.
Wait, Nixon had siblings?
Oh god.
Apparently. They probably look just like him. He probably had all sisters.
They probably look just like him.
They actually do look all just like him.
Oh god, I'm dying. What was I supposed to do besides die? Because I just died immediately.
Hot joke's on you. Fake death. Oh wait, they actually killed me through it.
Were we supposed to do something else during that mission?
So you're supposed to wait. Good job. You have to wait again. You're supposed to wait, and those things will kill him, and then, or sorry, they'll try to kill him. He will kill all of them, and then you fight him.
Oh.
Yeah.
That didn't happen.
No, this happened to me last time too, and I forgot to mention it to you.
Foolish endeavors failed. I fair
was like,
enough.
haha, multi-hit, and then they just smacked me.
We have to like sit through this whole conversation we weren't paying attention to again.
It's fine.
World of Warcraft.
Wait a second. They don't have a picture for one of Nixon's brothers. I don't believe it.
Imagine if your sibling was like
you
the
have to talk to the
president.
guy up here.
Your mom would always like them better.
I have to like reacquire the mission.
Yeah, he's up here. He's invisible and hanging out.
Invisible. I think I have to abandon the mission to reacquire it.
Oh, there he is. He's down here.
Oh.
Oh no, someone started the mission, so we have to wait until they're done.
Oh.
Yeah, it's one of those kind.
Fuck it.
Okay.
Fuck that guy and his weird little legacy. He thinks it's important to have your weird piece of cliff and pretend that you matter.
Oh, damn. Don't. That's his whole life right there.
Yeah, it is. Fuck him.
Keith is just.
How's it feel to be fucking matchmaking fodder? Your life's so unimportant that we only engage with you as a side task while we matchmake for the thing we actually care about.
He's getting dark. I'm scared. I'm scared. I live
your whole life amounts to this.
He's gonna roast me.
Where is my spider?
Fucking nothing.
Oh no.
This is starting to sound like my school counselor.
It's extra fun. It's extra fun to shit on him because the first thing he says when you start the mission is pathetic, and it's like, excuse me, this is I'm pathetic.
Ooh,
I have the ability to grow as a person. You're an NPC. Have fun being here forever. Forgotten content. You're a fucking theme park prop.
Detroit become humans.
That's what he is! That's what World of Warcraft NPCs are! They're fucking theme park animatronics. They just sit there and say the same thing over and over again every day as the park around them decays and is forgotten and is replaced by newer, better content.
Oh no, I don't like that part. That part makes me sad.
We don't like change, people. We don't like change. Don't tell us things like that.
You're starting to give me Tomorrowland flashbacks. I don't like it.
Ozymandias, nothing I do matters. Oh no.
Target something.
So sad.
That's the real power fantasy of video games.
You know what the sad part is that
I have agency.
The worst part is that I actually watch 2 different channels about theme parks, and the majority of their content is like, look at this theme park that just died. It's like,
oh, not Defunct Land.
Is it I watch a bunch of those too.
Is it the guy that walks around in like ruins of places like malls and stuff?
Oh no, that's
no. I watch the people who are too cowardly to do that stuff. The guys who just make like long history videos about theme parks.
Oh, because there's Defunct Land.
I watch Offhand Disney and I watch
I watch that guy. Offhand Disney's pretty good.
I know there's like a whole conspiracy about the fact that there was like this is it Bubsy or something? Like there's like a
the fucking animatronic that's missing.
Yeah, there's an animatronic boy that's like been in this discontinued thing, and like he went missing one day, and everyone's like, where the fuck did he go?
Oh, you're talking about the
guy with little goggles.
Yeah, the kid from shit, I forget the name of the ride. It's the Body Wars. There you go. Body Wars?
Well, yeah,
it was
you go inside
it was an attraction at
body.
Epcot. It taught
like
you about
Osmosis Jones.
Yes,
sort of, but
kind of.
You know, Disney.
Yeah, not Chris Rock.
I used to.
Is that Chris Rock?
I thought it was. Was it not?
I don't know. It's been a while.
Bad to the bone. Where the
why is this death pit here?
Word on the lips. Keeping it. Fuck, I don't remember the words anymore.
Was it?
I used to know the Ozzy and Drix theme song in my head.
Gosh.
I used to watch that show as a kid. It was the fucking TV spin-off of the movie that with completely different voice actors.
Men in Black TV show was so cool. And then the I watched
with like hard to identify blonde woman who appeared from somewhere just for the show.
It was like Scully from like...
Yeah, it was like Scully. It was like, we need a woman, but not any of the women from the movie.
No.
For some reason.
Oh.
So they made a new woman. or maybe
so
could just-
yeah.
pop those
people
things up.
exist.
Or maybe it was supposed to be the woman from the movie, but they just changed her design because like cartoonists want to make diverse like appearances so you can tell them apart.
I don't remember. So that's how not important she was. I don't
Yeah.
remember her.
It's like how over time the Ninja Turtles go from being 4 identical turtles with the same bandana to having 4 different bandanas to then also having different skin colors to being like, I'm yellowish and I'm darker green and so on. There's like, there's like a green one, like a blue-green one, and like a yellow-green one, because it's just like they're trying to make them all look different, and now they're
different turtles. They were being experimented on.
And then nowadays they look like the Sonic Boom thing has kind of happened, where they have different body types now too. Like Donatello's all skinny and Raphael's all bulky.
I'm a snapping turtle.
I'm
a readier slider.
That's like a cartoonist like character designer's instinct. It's to like separate the designs of all the characters as much as possible. That's why like Sonic and Knuckles start off looking like this, like they have the same body, but then you make like Sonic Boom and like Knuckles is this big brutish guy and Sonic's this little skinny fast guy and so on.
And then Knuckles gets dumb all of a sudden.
Yeah. There wasn't always
he's dumb but woke.
There wasn't ever a denim character to give him though.
Which is what we can all
just because I'm a
achieve
meathead doesn't mean I'm not a feminist. I've seen that clip and that's like I keep seeing out of context Sonic Boom clips.
I like the one where they talk about the shipping. Like blatantly, where they're like, I can write some Son Amy. I know people like Son Amy.
Uh-oh.
And they talk about their shipping as if it was canon.
That sounds way too close to sodomy.
Son Amy? Yeah.
The forbidden OTP.
There was a whole city killed for it.
I mean,
no one talks about the other one that was killed for gambling, but whatever.
Yeah,
well, we haven't found that one.
Sodom and Gomorrah.
Yeah.
And it's like, we're gonna retroactively name this whole town after butt stuff.
Which is odd because
your name will live on.
I don't think the entire town was doing butt stuff. Like, that's unreasonable to think of.
No.
That does seem unreasonable.
They were vicious.
Like, there has to be like some old lady who's just like, I came in from the north. Why is this town doing butt stuff?
Admittedly, not what they were like burned for.
Also, the people who survived were incest.
There were like some vicious little fucks there. That's like the story of the angel rapers.
Angel rapers.
Yeah, the angels came down.
That sounds like some cyberpunk shit.
The angels came down to talk to someone or whatever, and then like the hordes just went at them, and it's like, all right. Jesus Christ.
There's a lot of stories like that.
Well, no, obviously it wasn't Jesus Christ.
It's like if you wanted to have an unambiguous evil in your narrative, I guess just have them rape some angels.
No one asked
like,
Mary if she wanted a kid, so...
It's kind of weird too because all the depiction of angels back in that time were like bodiless, floating heads with wings.
Yeah, I guess those are the ones that took like a form.
Took a form? That's kind of rude.
Because there's a lot of ones where you read about angels and God and so on. And there's a lot of like and seraphims, and you hear a lot of like stuff where it's like it's just formless, impossible to describe things. They actually sound Lovecraftian.
Which they should be. They're angels from from another dimension in theory.
BRB kid fell down the stairs.
Oh. The kid you're supposed to be watching instead of playing World of Warcraft.
We're about to get one. Oh no, he's being attacked. Tank's being attacked by the patrol.
Make sure you put him back up there.
We're about to read about our tank on the news. One of the many children that have died to World of Warcraft from neglect.
How many children have died from neglect?
It's a reoccurring story. It's also the ones where the WoW players, they get frustrated with their kids and like shake them or whatever because they keep crying and they want to play WoW.
That's not gonna make them stop. If you want to make a child stop crying, karate chop it in the back of the neck.
It's pretty fucked up.
Passes out.
I remember like my mall where I used to live had a billboard like in the mall that says something like like if you get angry, step away for a second. Like don't beat your child. Like it had like an advertisement on how to like not beat your kid if you get frustrated. And I was like, is that a specific problem here? Because like, is that the town that I live in?
Oh, found a news article in 2005. It's a sad story. It's been popping up all over the internet.
Oh no.
A Korean couple went to play World of Warcraft at an internet cafe and they found their child dead from suffocation. Well, you left it at home.
Suffocation? Wait, they left to an arcade and just abandoned their kid for a long time?
Yes, that's what happened.
Oh,
which is
geez.
like, okay, that's a little different, guys. They weren't like sitting at home and ignored a child. They literally left the child.
Which one of those is worse, though?
I mean, it's a lot of different stories.
What would be worse?
I know. That was one I found. Oh, here's one.
Oh, we started.
Yeah, this person is starting without the tanks.
I had Mechagon rotated for dance mode.
What?
What?
Bud, that's your kid. You made it. Like, you can't be talking about it like that.
I need a target.
No. I'm not laughing, you're laughing. Make sure you put him back up there. Jesus Christ. Bunch of mature adults over here.
A target.
But you made it. Oh no. Oh. Having a kid sounds incredibly difficult.
I love this
then you
article,
gotta keep
by
it.
the way.
Yeah, you can't do anything about it.
That's not true. You can't do anything about it without feeling kind of guilty for putting it in an adoption agency. But you can, if you don't want to be a parent, at the very least, don't abuse your child.
Jeez.
Like, God, there are other options, please.
What if it's like you kind of want it, but you're not sure yet, so you're gonna like work your way through your feelings with it and see how it goes? I'm just gonna wing it. I'll decide if I want it later.
I think the worst part to me is like, I'll see people who are super coddling to children and then super awful to pets, and it's like I don't
Well,
why?
in their head they like compartmentalize them in different like areas of their brain. They're like they just don't care. They're like, oh, an animal's an animal, a kid's a kid.
Yeah.
I can't do that. I'm like, my dog's like very well taken care of.
I get a version of that with in video games. It's like, why are you treating that AI character well? They don't aren't real. And it's like, oh, you just have a strong divide of who counts and who's deserving of affection or rights
fair.
and so on.
I do pick and choose when it comes
like
to
a similar division.
people,
A similar
but
division can happen with pets, I guess.
but I can't see that with pets though. Like pets, you chose that.
Yep.
You can't accidentally adopt a pet. Like, that's not how that works.
Some people just want to
What if you don't like the pet you adopted though?
Some people just
You
collect
can go
things,
back
and
to
that's
the
it.
place you adopted it from and return it. Adoption agencies don't go, or like, you know, shelters don't go, nope, you take it, you got it. You could, if you don't want it anymore, just kill it. Like, that's not the policy here. I mean, I don't know, maybe there are some states that are like, there's not a policy here in California.
They just flush it down the toilet, you know. Like,
I mean,
like
people
what
do
you
that with
with
goldfish. I remember there was some article about how a lot of people flush live goldfish or other fish down the drain a lot.
Well,
And then they live.
sometimes.
Well, yeah,
Create little ecosystems
of
of
natural habitat.
suffering.
it's
It's
because
just nasty water.
a lot
Yeah.
of people will tell you that you should start up your aquarium using a live goldfish, but then the people are like, oh, well, what do I do with the goldfish now? I don't want it. And I'm like, well, you shouldn't
Keep
have
it,
used
or
it
feed
for
it
that.
to another fish. Like, come on, dude.
Yeah, just get a really cool fish and feed the goldfish to it.
Yeah, you don't. Like, people act as if somehow, fish are this
shit.
weird, weight.
Shit. I'm sorry.
There are always bigger fish. You just have to buy them. I've seen people do that with rats, where it's like, I have a whole thing for rats.
You just got insulted.
Me?
This guy's just shitting on his kid.
So he's going to be a hunter main?
Yeah. He's just calling his own child mentally disabled, and then he's like, I guess he's a hunter main. It's like, oh. Hunters are fun. Also, Marty's a hunter main. That tank is dying. Nice not having the responsibility to deal
he's
with
not
him.
a hunter.
Yeah, he should try being a hunter. He could have just feigned death, and then we'd all die. Oops.
I found another article that says, in quotations, by the way, sorry, end quotes, mother jailed for 25 years for allowing her daughter to starve, all caps, to death while she played an online video game.
Which online game, though?
Well, it starts with a W, and abbreviated is WoW.
Oh, I wonder which one.
It is the most popular one.
Whales on
By the way, the child was
World.
3 years old. Let's see. They lived on an Air Force base, which is even more confusing. I feel like that's not the place you want to commit crimes, is on an Air Force base.
You get caught pretty fast. I think on an Air
like of all
Force
the places
base.
you're going to neglect a child, don't do it on federal property. Probably not a good idea.
The darkness of gamers.
Maybe she's one of those people that like had a kid, like she got pregnant and then her like significant other went off to war, and then she's like, I have this kid now. I'm gonna play WoW all day.
It's when you cross the line well past any level of like, I'm playing games because I got nothing else to do, and into like, no, I'm playing games at the exclusion of everything else. But like, it's not like, oh, I don't want to go to the movies. It's like, oh, I'm gonna not take care of my basic responsibilities, which in some cases are other lives.
That's scary to think about.
Yeah.
Wait, they charge.
Jesus, that looks bad.
Oh, you pulled, bud. That's
That seems like a lot of things. It's cool. We can do it. We can do it. Just gotta spam those heals.
Right.
Yeah, we got it.
Yeah, we'll be fine.
That was an alarming amount of names, but maybe they were shitty. Maybe they just weren't that tough.
No, there was a lot of people. That was a little bit more than we should have taken, but we'll be fine. Because we technically have an extra DPS.
Do we?
Yeah, my pet.
Oh, I have a pet.
Then we have triple
That was the
DPS.
gimmick of this playthrough, is we both got characters with pets. Which
So
had
we'll be
led to those beautiful moments where our tanks quit, and we're just like, I guess we'll just finish the instance without a tank, because we both have tanks of our own that are just our shitty little pets. We just like, tanks are optional, fuck them. And we just beat the instance anyway. This is really, really nostalgic, because this is the first Burning Crusade expansion instance. So this was back when I was playing WoW. Too much.
Well, Keith, you don't have a child, so you can play it as often as you want.
Well, yeah, I was like 16. I was like bridging from like high school to college when I was playing WoW too much. That was a while ago.
How many hours would you say you've put into WoW?
That raises a few questions, including how much attention do you have to give the game for it to count?
Well, if you're playing it,
Because there was
you could neglect a child on it, then it counts.
So at one point I remember that on my rogue, which is my main, I hit a point where I typed /played, it would tell me how long I'd played so far, and just on that one character I had played 300 days, which is like an entire year of life, and that was one character. Not at that point, I had already played the game for years before I even made that character in the first place, because that was like our third server we switched to. But there's also the aspect of like, that was like, I was in high school, so like there was a part of like you would socialize by talking to your friends in WoW. Like that was like the meeting place and so on. So like I would be like doing my homework and just using it as a chat room, and it would just be open. So like that's what I mean, where sometimes the measurement gets like gray of like how much were you playing it precisely. I wonder if played works anymore, or if they remove it because it was depressing.
Still works.
I have played this character for 1 day and 7 hours.
They removed it because it's depressing. Is that what you said?
It doesn't say /played for your entire account. It just says your one character.
Yeah.
I have no idea how long I've been playing since then, because but I back in the day I beat the boss of that expansion, which is Illidan, the "you are not prepared" guy, and
were you prepared?
Yeah, we killed him. Killed the shit out of him. Then he came back to life though, which is bullshit because they can't come up with new ideas. So they have expansions where they just like time travel and like bring back characters from alternate dimensions or whatever the hell the lore is. But after I beat him, I was just like, you know what? I think I'm done. And so I sold my account to a friend's dad, and
Did you get a lot of money for that?
I only sold it for $100.
Well,
that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's not. I could have sold it for more. I definitely wish instead of nowadays.
Sure,
I wish I still had that account, just because it'd be nice to have my original characters and just know they're there. Since I'm playing it again now, because the $100 is nothing. But the point was not to make money. It was to get rid of the game and stop playing it. Which
and I mean,
works.
at least you made money. Technically,
because I stopped playing World of Warcraft for like probably like 7 years. I only came back a few years ago specifically for this series. Basically, I was like, oh, let's just and to this and
that's it.
Yep, that guy's dead. Up until like this year, I've been playing World of Warcraft entirely on camera. So it was just whenever I'm recording a series with a friend, like on a weekly basis or whatever.
That's not true. You've been playing solo stuff.
That's what I'm saying when I said until this year.
Oh.
This year or whatever, I got sick and couldn't do anything for a few days. And so I made that rogue that I have that's max level now. And I've kind of continuously kept playing him. My Ziplac. I was playing him earlier today.
That was kind of recent. That was like a little while back. Huh? That was when you lived here, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. It was like earlier this year or something. I got sick for a little while and I was like, I can't really talk very much, so I'm just gonna zombie out and play WoW all day until something comes up or whatever.
Don't forget to get your boxes.
So I just sat there and played WoW all day.
I just always looked at, like, as a kid, I always like looked at WoW and I was like, this seems like a huge commitment. And then also, I never like, my mom was one of those people that was like, oh, you can't have a MySpace because people will kidnap you.
Yeah, I went through that.
Which is still like, I think like a perpetual fear I have to this day. I'm like, someone's gonna kidnap me. I always think that shit. But like,
I mean, that's a threat that people still have to live.
I'm worth money on the internet.
No, there was a time where in my WoW guild, I posted when I was 17. I turned 17 and I posted a picture of myself with like the level up, like the, you know, that column of light that spawns over you when you level up in this game. There's a picture of me with that like photoshopped over me, and I posted that to the guild forum and it said "Ding, that's 17." Just some dumb shit where you're trying to like interface with people online, and my parents found out and made me take it down. Oh. And I was like distraught because these are like my friends, and I was trying to like feel included in shit because that's what you do as a high school student. And they made me take it down, so it was like a miserable.
Well, but that is technically like the smart thing. It's funny because
but also, fuck you, I'm 17.
It's funny because my mom had the whole like, oh, you can't have a MySpace because you heard all those bad things about MySpace, but as soon as Facebook came out, she like forgot it was the same thing, and so I was able to have a Facebook, and I had so many creepy encounters on Facebook. Like, it's the same thing. It just looks different.
I think the difference was that the media stopped
caring or
being
thinking
as like
because all the olds got on Facebook and ruined it.
Yeah, they like that's why I don't have a Facebook now.
Yeah,
Facebook had like a lot more problems than like
all of our parents got on it and then we all got off it.
Well, we had to.
Yeah, because my lovely grandma put so many baby pictures of me up, and it was embarrassing, so I had to
like, live with all your depressing opinions.
I had to leave that planet.
I was
Life is better when you don't know your family's political thoughts.
Well, yeah, that would be nice.
That would be nice.
R.I.P.
I know all of my family's political views, but not on purpose.
That's usually how that happens, I think. Most people know.
Some people do talk about politics with family. Like they say, "Oh man, can't believe this happened." Yeah. I just avoid. No, that's a bad idea.
Yeah, that is a bad idea for
but then
me too.
Yeah, Yeah, but then they'll make some kind of offhand comment and you're like, oh no, you revealed it. You took off the mask. I know exactly who you are. It's like and I know exactly where you get your news from too, because I heard you just say that.
Like verbatim, you said something that was like the title of an article on like Fox News.
Yeah, it's like that's the.
You can just tell where they're getting all their shitty opinions from.
That sounds familiar.
And it's all really disappointing.
I felt really bad because I was doing, I forget what I was doing, like helping my grandfather with something, and I was helping him with some kind of Word issue he was having where he couldn't open a file in Word. I was like, okay, well, we'll get it figured out. And the file he couldn't get open was this weird, creepy file of headlines from news, but without the context of the news. So he just took the headlines and put all of them into a Word document. And they were like,
what?
No, there's no correlation between the things. They were like, one of them was about how Trump was great, and then another one was about how Trump was like the next Hitler. But there's no context to any of these or where they came from, or it's just like, what is this? Like, what is this weird? Or is this how old people deal with news? Do they just like put all the headlines in a Word document and absorb it all somehow? Like, what is this?
I mean, if you talk to any old person, it generally just seems like, thanks to Fox News, they live in a constant state of fear.
Why am I walking anywhere? I can fly. Look at this.
Yeah, I forget I can fly sometimes.
I forget I can fly.
Listen, sometimes you gotta stretch your legs, or sometimes you gotta go to the blood furnace.
Yay.
Has WoW changed that much since Cataclysm? Yes.
No.
Considering that the game Cataclysm is now several years older than WoW was when Cataclysm came out.
I mean,
Cataclysm came out like what, year 5 of WoW, or 6 or 7, and now WoW is like 16 years old. Many things have changed. Incalculable numbers of things have changed. I had last played in Burning Crusade. Now that I'm a max level character nowadays, I'm straight up confused. Like, I got to the end game and I'm like, wait, what are these systems? Because the game doesn't even explain them anymore. You just expect you to understand what's happening, and I'm like, okay. Yeah. So in order to enable world quests, which are a thing that exists now, you need to hit friendly with all of your factions, all of your team's factions, reputations for that particular expansion by getting all their plot lines far enough to be friendly with all of them. Then, like, spontaneously the map gets covered in randomly generated world quests every day, and by every day I mean like at random times of day they can spring up at any time. And you do those to get rep now, because instead of dailies, which is better than dailies, but it was very confusing to figure out how to get to it. And there's like those fucking like Facebook like real-time passes missions you send people on.
Yep.
Like those like when you used to play Facebook games where you send a person away and they're gonna be gone for 8.5 hours with a 40% chance of success at the mission or whatever the hell.
They are
and you keep recruiting followers, and I'm like, this is ew. It'd be less offensive, but what I dislike about it is that they didn't do it because they did it because Old Republic did it. Basically, I think it was the first MMO that I saw that did it. Is Old Republic, you could send your followers that weren't with you at the time on missions to get resources or whatever. But in this game, you can't just like click on the menu and do it. You have to go all the way to like the NPC that lets you do it every time, which makes it way more of a pain in the ass. And you can also do it on your phone, because the convenience there is that they're trying to get you to install a phone app for it. But the phone app takes 3 minutes to load every time you launch it.
Wait, what?
And you also can't use it while you're in the game, so you have to only do it when you're not in the game.
What does the phone app do?
It just says you send people on those little missions. You have like little followers you send on like these missions where it's like, he'll be gone for 6 hours, and if the mission succeeds, he'll get these loots or whatever. And, like the more missions you send them on, the more they level up, and yeah,
and then when they level up, you can either send them on better quests, or you can have them follow you while you solo quest, and they count as like a team.
It's more or less just another Skinner box layer.
Yeah,
because like because they have to keep coming up with stuff for you to do at endgame, basically. Because like, I'll hit max level, so like, how do I come up with a series of layered tasks for the player to want to do all the time, so they keep like just feeling like they always have something to do. And they've succeeded on some level, but some of the systems are significantly less engaging than the other ones are. And the follower missions are incredibly tedious and not nearly as interesting as like daily quests and so on, like world quests.
Yeah, but I mean, they came out, I believe those were added in Draenor, and it was...
Yeah, they were added when you had a garrison.
Yeah, the first garrison.
Which I hit the garrison. It's funny seeing the skeletons of previous expansions, because like I got to the garrison where they want you to build this giant base, and it's like, oh, this is kind of a cool idea. You get to see the environment change over time as like buildings get brought up around you and stuff. And it's like, oh, I'm making a change in the world. But unfortunately for that expansion, it's like 3 expansions ago, so I burned through it really quickly in like a few days. But all of its systems, all of its missions are based around like things that it takes like this mission will take 8 hours and stuff like that. So like I only got through like 1 tier of progress, like nothing was happening, and then I'm already like, bye forever, I'm never coming back. It's like there's this giant like roadmap of garrison missions you could do for seemingly weeks or months, because it was for back when that was the modern content. And now that's just like a weird skeleton. There's no use case for it. It doesn't make any sense as content anymore, because you're not trapped in that expansion for 2 or 3 years like you were back then. So yeah, like there's this whole base building mechanic that's supposed to take a very long time, but no one will ever do it again, because you're never going to be in that expansion that long again, because it's like 3 expansions ago. I guess that might be one argument in favor of the idea of them doing the new expansion thing, where they're going to make it so they're making it so you spend the entire leveling arc in 1 expansion instead of hop through them all like we do now. It's like stuff like that might suddenly make more sense again.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Like, oh, I'll actually be here long enough. Because yeah, like the phone app even like just forgets the garrison exists. Like I opened the phone app and it's like, oh, it's the garrison mechanic. But then I hit like Legion, I think, is the one where they took the same mechanics but made it your class hall. Like, you're the leader of all rogues, or the leader of all priests in all of this region. And so that replaces that system. And then now in Battle for Azeroth, once again, it gets replaced by this system where you're doing follower missions. So the phone app also just forgets your garrison exists. And it's supposed to be like an entire base dedicated just to you. Just like how in the next expansion you were just like how in the next expansion you were the leader of like every priest in the entire game or something. And then like you just like, okay, bye, because you're like a shitty tourist that just moves on, and everyone else is those like sad theme park animatronics that never progresses past the point you left them at.
This metaphor is continuing.
Because it's still true.
Wow, WoW very much is a theme park, unfortunately.
Only like chosen, only like chosen one characters get to like continue to be relevant and evolve as characters, but then they live in a weird paradox where you can interact with all the different previous versions of that character every time you make a new character, and like see like little baby versions of all these characters that have grown up to be these other characters and whatnot, because you see them in like their previous states, or like there's characters who die but like you can see them alive again every time you make a new character, or like
that's weird.
There's places that have been destroyed, but they're only destroyed in a part in the story, so once you reach like a level whatever, you do like an event where that place is destroyed.
I always wondered about like the logistics of playing something with so many other people, where certain like if there are any events or characters that are supposed to have permanence, like how can they if you play with other people who are also like moving forward at different paces? I always wondered that about World of Warcraft, because it doesn't seem like it would make sense logistically.
It's mixed. Because for some things they've done some interesting things with what they call instancing, which is that you can get to a zone, but it'll load a different version of that zone based on what kind of character you are, or like where you are in the progression. Like there's a zone in the bottom left corner of one of the regions called Silithid that is this like insect, it's like the fucking it's like Starship Troopers. It's like these giant insects that burrow everywhere, are like all over that place and colonizing it and shit. Wow. And that's been Silithid since day one, basically, is all these nightmare creatures are all there. But in the current expansion, Battle for Azeroth, one of the things is that you have this thing called the Heart. It's not on my character, because I'm not that level yet. We're not, because our characters don't exist in that expansion yet. But in the current expansion, you have a necklace called the Heart of Azeroth, and you're trying to heal Azeroth like as a planet. Wait, basically.
What's the name of the king in Undertale? Is his name also Azeroth? What is his name?
Azrael.
Azrael. Fuck.
And that's not the king that...
like the,
Wait, is he the
like-
king? Or is he
was
the,
a
or is that the
king.
son?
No, well, I'm talking about like Toriel's husband.
Yeah, is Azrael... I think Azrael's the son.
Then what?
Yeah,
I think,
Azrael's the son.
Isn't Azrael
Yeah.
the dad?
I don't think so. I don't know, who's Goat Daddy?
Who's goat dad? I'm just gonna type in the.
I thought they were dragons for a
Who's
while.
goat daddy?
I just assumed they were dragons for a while, but they're goats.
That's a loaded question there, Keith. There's a lot of
who's
daddies.
Goat Daddy, chat? Tell us who Goat Daddy is.
I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna see what happens.
But like that
GoatDaddy.com.
bottom corner is like what happened is like Azeroth as a realm is dying. I think is supposed to be the story.
Yeah.
I don't pay that close of attention.
I mean,
But you're trying to heal
Azeroth is
Azeroth
always
and level up
dying.
you're leveling up the heart of Azeroth and shit.
Well, actually,
And when you go to Silithid now, there's a giant mega sword. It's like a giant sword the size of a building stabbed into the ground. And that's what Silithid is now. It's a different zone. It's Asgore.
Asgore. There you go.
Well, when I typed in "Who is Goat Daddy," he was the second.
Who is
picture.
Goat Daddy?
First one was a giant goat.
What kind of images though?
First one was a giant goat. Wait a second, like a real goat?
Yes, a very large mountain goat.
Who is Goat
It's probably
Daddy?
also a dad.
So it's Toriel, Asgore, and Azrael.
Oh, wait, that's the name of
Oh
a
my
farm.
god,
It's
they did the thing where they just mix their names together to make their
Goat
kid's
Daddy's a
name.
farm?
That's annoying. I don't like those characters as much anymore.
Wait, what?
Azrael's name is Toriel and Asgore mixed together. They did the thing where the parents mix their names
didn't
together
notice
when they
that.
name their kid.
Yeah, that's called first-time parents.
What a fucking annoying thing
So
to do.
they named him after their own shipping.
Yeah.
I mean, isn't that what that's how you created it?
Yeah, their own shipper name is their kid's name.
My name is Stephanie. It's the combination of a person named Steve
Your parents were Steven and Fanny.
Oh gosh. Oh no.
Fanny.
Fanny.
Where'd you get Fanny? Like, what are your names to create
I
Fanny?
think Fanny's a real name.
Fanny is a real name.
Yeah, and
Oh no, it is. But
yeah.
I'm saying if that's a shipping name, then
And-
how did you
No,
come
no,
to
Steph- no. I said
Stephanie.
Stephanie is Steven and Fanny.
Yeah.
No, I know, but every name has to be a name based on a ship.
Oh, like
So-
every single name is a,
yeah,
is a
so
tree.
where did
Oh, so you're Annie and Drew.
Annie and Drew.
Yeah.
Yeah?
And Keith is
I only have one syllable. Good
Keith
luck.
and Theo.
I was an immaculate conception. That's why I only have one syllable in my name.
Immaculate consent.
Have fun, y'all.
There's no consent in that, Keith.
They just named Jesus Mary.
I was produced
Well,
asexually.
there's no other guy here.
God's name is also Jesus. You don't know.
Oh man, that'd be kind of anticlimactic.
I mean, God is Jesus. That's
No,
that
God
is-
not Jesus.
That is the
Jesus
thing.
is the
That's
Son of
that-
God.
That's the
and
that's the dumb paradox thing. Is like God sent down Jesus, who was his son, but also was him. That's the lore.
We're all a part of
That's
God.
the God
no,
lore.
he's
all
Andrew.
the
a part of
Son of,
God,
the
though.
Lord.
But he's
God
also the
never came
Lord.
down. No,
He's the son of the Lord
Yeah.
unless you're Jewish.
He's the Son of the Lord.
The Father,
who
the Son, and
is-
the Holy Spirit is the Trinity. They're all the same thing.
Well, look,
That's the
God
paradox.
God is everything.
all of us.
And
It's all
nothing.
of us.
We are all God's children.
I talked
Jesus
to-
was one of God's children.
Sometimes
also-
I want to criticize the lore of like a fake religion, and then I remember how the real ones are, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
well,
define real and fake there, Keith.
video game
Yeah, I was gonna
religions.
say, you can't-
I mean
you can't
fictional
tell me there's a
religions,
real
as in like
religion.
they exist in a video game world. Like sometimes I'll have the urge to criticize the weird religion you're telling me about in like Dragon Age or
Christianity
whatever,
exists in video
and then I
games.
remember real life, and I'm like,
Checkmate.
you know what? Fuck it.
I had a good conversation
It's all
with
baffling
the
anyway.
satanic truck drivers today.
What?
Yeah, a truck
What?
driver came, and I'm a person who drives
Is
a
he openly
forklift.
satanic?
And he had a big tattoo, and I was like, "Hey man,
Satan?
Actually, I was trying to flirt with him. I was like, "Hey man, I like your tattoo." Well, 'cause
Is that
I-
Satan on your arm, or are you happy to see me?
I usually get like like very older truck drivers who don't
Did you
speak
have like
English.
Baphomet or anything?
It was a big snake with like the sigil in the middle of it, and I was like, hey, I like your tattoo. I was like, I donate to the satanic
serpent.
church.
Oh, the serpent, original sin.
Yeah, and he was like, well, it's all because it's about how it's like he went on this whole spiel about like the satanic temple, and I'm like, they're really nice people. I was
He's like explaining all the things you already knew.
They donate a lot of money to good charities.
Well, that's what I told him. I was like, I donate money to the Satanic Temple, even though I'm not a Satanist, because I do a lot of really good charitable things for reproductive rights campaigns.
They're just good.
And I was like, so we had this whole conversation. I was supposed to be working, but I was like,
yeah,
okay,
that's what I would do when I was working. I would just find people to talk to video games about.
Guys, at once, please.
Yeah, they all shout at the same time.
All of them are talking, and they're all saying different stuff.
Yeah. Two of them said one thing, and two of them said another thing, and then the fifth guy said a completely different fucking fifth thing. And it's just, these guys are a mess. They should have rehearsed.
yeah, get together.
Now they're all dead. What a bunch of losers. That was their one chance to pull off their cool thing. Now they're all dead. Bunch of dumbasses.
Now they're all dead.
But that was long ago.
He's immune.
I like those little munchkins.
Well, there's always a paradox where I save a bunch of cooldowns and powerful abilities for boss fights, and then right when the boss fight starts, like right when I trigger them, the boss fight's like, I'm immune for story reasons, and it's like, cool. But I waited.
Who has the spider?
Who has the spider? That's Andrew's
I love
pet.
the spider.
He's playing as a hunter, and hunters get to tame a wild animal and run around with them.
I like your spider, Andrew.
Are you a Beastmaster hunter?
Does he have a name?
I am a Beastmaster, and I'm gonna get my real spider, my rock spider.
Why don't you? Do you not have the two pets talent?
I can do exotic beasts now. Yes.
Do you not have
Time
the
to
two?
go get a rock spider.
Do you not have the two pets talent, Andrew?
No.
Did you opt out of it, or do they not give it to you anymore? Oh fuck! Did I just leave the instance group instead of teleport out of dungeon? No.
Probably. Da-na-na.
How do I?
Are you trying to get back in?
Fuck! There's no way to go back in, is there? I just don't get to turn any of those missions. Oh well.
You fool!
They're right next to each other.
Hold on, I gotta.
Who's the theme park decoration now?
You're right there.
Just kidding.
I gotta talk to the people real quick.
I wish I could go back in there. How do I rejoin the instance group? That's stupid.
What is this? Did you just queue us up or something?
No, I can't because you're not back out yet, are you?
Well, here we are. Wait.
You're still in the dungeon.
Where are you? What is this? Leave instance group. I'm out of here. Bye bye.
Yeah.
It took us to a different dungeon. I'm sorry.
What level are y'all? The level on the screen.
70.
It says on the screen.
7.
We're required to be standing on a Warsong jetty. Is this the jetty? Is it over here? Is it over here? Is it over here? Where the fuck is the end of Warsong jetty? God damn it.
I don't know what that means.
The circle's over here. Is this the jetty?
What is a jetty?
It's like a peninsula, but shitty.
Oh, you're on the wrong.
There we go.
All right.
You just don't stand where the circle is. You stand all the way over here instead of the circle.
Yeah.
Because this quest is
the
an
boat
asshole.
comes eventually. Yep, there he is.
There you go.
Fun fact, you can't land on the boat. It's actually a fake boat.
It's pretend.
It's a pretend boat.
Yeah, you're phasing through that boat.
Look at this pretend boat.
Oh.
I hate this boat. Yeah.
One of your group members has recently deserted a group and may not yet queue for another. Necalina.
Yeah, because I didn't realize I joined. Because I hate that it doesn't tell you who initiated the instance.
did you just get match made into?
Yeah.
Oh, did you like reflexively join matchmaking on your own?
Yeah, because I thought you did it. I thought you queued back up for.
No.
I thought you queued up for
Yeah.
the dungeon to try to get back in.
Well, I guess we're not doing dungeons for a bit.
Sorry.
Is there like a debuff on you with a time limit or something? We can't play a dungeon for
minutes.
half an hour.
Yeah,
Ew,
sorry.
fuck.
It was either that or do a dungeon, which, no thanks. I don't know those people.
I guess it's up there with like when we're in Overwatch and I kept joining chat when I wasn't supposed to because it was just a reflex. Is you like reflexively, I guess, queued up your own like dungeon matchmaking on your own and instantly got in or something?
Yeah, because it was the other team. So the other people we were running with did the queue, and I didn't realize that. Because when I looked, it was just me and you in there because they teleported out.
Yeah, I don't know. That's confusing. How the fuck did you get into a match that fast?
Because it was 3 people queuing.
Was it? I thought everyone else was gone by then.
That's what I thought too. But when I joined, it was like, oh, hey, those are the 3 people we had last time.
And it takes like 10 minutes to get into a match. I don't know how the fuck it started that fast. You got fucked.
I did.
But also, fuck you. It's your fault.
Yep.
Now we can't play an instance for half an hour.
I'm sorry.
Now I have to think more about what I'm doing.
Look at that walrus, Dad.
Yep, that's a walrus. He offers necklaces.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, I want to play as a walrus. There's also turtles in the current expansion. I want to play as a walrus and a turtle. They make these whole like societies, and you don't get to play as them. They added vampires? What?
Yeah.
In the new expansion or something?
Yeah. Shadowlands has vampires.
What the fuck?
I'm kind of surprised they haven't had vampires already.
That's where they're going with it next.
Isn't it? Well, I don't know. Doesn't it seem kind of
It worked for Bleach. Might as well work for them.
Did it work for Bleach?
Yeah. Doesn't everybody love the Bant arc? It's my favorite arc. The one where they fight vampires and never talk about it again.
Well, I mean, do you want to relive that experience? I think
as opposed to the time where all of their weapons turned into humans and then they never talked about it again.
That's disturbing.
Was that also a filler arc?
That was also a filler arc.
That seems a little too heavy for a filler arc.
As opposed to,
that seems it was seems a little too impactful.
I'll be honest,
for the
it was
world.
a little upsetting because then the actual story is that the guy that was in the Zombocto that became a human was actually a Quincy. So then how did that guy become a Quincy? But no one in the fucking Soul Society realized it was the leader of the Quincy's that was just hanging out inside of the... It was stupid. It was really dumb, and we never talked about it again.
I have to point out that I just got a recipe. I just got a recipe called Last Week's Mammoth that taught me how to cook last week's mammoth, and it says, eating old mammoth makes you sad.
I mean, they're probably not wrong.
What the fuck is that recipe?
But if you make it right now, how is it already last week's mammoth?
It's always last week's mammoth. That's just where the meat's from, apparently. We just go through a mammoth every week, apparently, and that's last week's mammoth.
I like the idea that a mammoth just is last week's mammoth when it dies.
Upsetting.
That mammoth's death was just for last week's mammoth. That's kind of disappointing. Can't even be fresh mammoth.
Can't even be fresh mammoth.
Ain't even fresh.
Ain't even fresh.
Have you looked into that? Like, are you still allowed to get 2 pets?
I need to... Hold on.
Because, like, I had 2 pets when I was playing with Nick and Marty, and I was, like, level, 30. We're, like, level 70. So unless they changed it, you should already have that talent, unless you skipped it. Which, why would you? Even if it's not ideal, like, on the meta or whatever the fuck, it's like, I get that 2 pets. Fuck y'all. I got 2 pets.
Oh, yeah. I changed it to get, Killer Instinct deals 50% increased damage against enemies below 35% health.
Yeah, but you could have 2 pets.
It's pointless because the only thing that the second pet can do is use Killer Instinct.
Well, yeah, it just sits there and auto attacks. But
that's pointless.
But you get to run around with 2 pets, and then you jump on a mountain, and you got 3 animals.
I don't want.
Then you summon your cosmetic pet. And you're like 4 animals.
I don't want a bunch of pets. I want 1 pet that does
I'm gonna
stuff.
I'm gonna get my Volpera unlocked where I'm a fox person, and then I'm gonna get a fox mount and a fox pet, and then 2 fox battle pets.
Oh my god!
It's just gonna be an army of foxes where the one with thumbs rules.
Well, that is how it would go.
I'm happy he liked my joke.
By the way, don't do that. Don't do what you're thinking of doing. Go back. He will murder you.
He's soul flaying me. I'm getting soul flayed by Kel'Thuzad.
If you want to fight him, we need to go all the way back to where the guy gave you the quest and pick up a tank.
Yeah, I just saw that's 100 kills, so there's it's like a bombing mission.
That guy was cool looking though.
He is pretty cool.
Kel'Thuzad. That's a Warcraft 3 design. That's what's funny about seeing that's what's funny about seeing these floating pyramids and that guy and stuff, is that it's like, whoa. It's
all
like
WoW designs.
We used to see those as like shitty little character models in an RTS. Like a lot of this is extrapolated from Warcraft 3 visually, but some of these are literally the things you saw in Warcraft 3, but you're interacting with them on like a micro scale, and it's all ridiculous. Because yeah, you can see Kel'Thuzad in like Dota and stuff, which as a result means that to this day, if you hop into like League of Legends, which is off-brand Dota, where they stole all the ideas and everything, like all the starting characters were just the Dota characters but renamed, which were themselves just were just Warcraft characters. So you play like old MOBAs and there's like a Kel'Thuzad stand-in of it would be like a weird floating skeleton covered in flowing robes. Oof.
Are there any cool...
Oopsie. That's not good. There you go. These are always a little awkward to play. They have a bombing mission like this in Battle for Azeroth, but what you're doing is you're defending turtles. There's little sea turtles trying to get to the ocean, and you have to like kill the crabs and birds that are trying to eat them. And then there's another one that I think might be a rival faction or something, where you play as a crab and you eat all the sea turtles and kill them all before they reach the ocean.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
it's like Jesus Christ.
Crabs
I'm
gotta
playing
eat too.
all sides here, and it's distressing.
Well, you know, you gotta be fair. Like devil's advocate.
I mean, I'm an equal opportunity mass murderer. If you want to play a Warcraft protagonist, you got to be really fine with the fact that you're gonna kill like 1 million enemies over the course of your career. Like I'm just killing like 1,000 things right now. It's
Look at all their guts come out.
Yep.
That's cool.
I'm just killing things in mass. And you can't even be like, they're zombies, because like one of the factions in this game is zombies. It's one of the first races you could play was the undead, or the Forsaken.
Petopedia, tell me where I can get my rocks.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Not enough mana.
Meat pounder, go! I got activating the meat saw. These vehicles are incredible. These vehicles are stupid and I love it.
I kind of run by Cole.
Yeah.
It seems like.
Just throw my mines out. Boop.
Nope. Shale.
I think I was supposed to do something else. There they are.
Which one?
I'll rescue you, injured dumbass. How do I rescue him? Rescue injured soldier.
Well, now you just hurt their feelings too.
Well, fuck them.
Wait,
I'm the only character in this theme park. Everyone else is fake.
That's a protagonist syndrome, Keith.
What?
Protagonist syndrome.
Yeah, but I'm the protagonist.
Well, there are other people playing this game, you know. You don't.
Yeah, but they have to do their own version of this mission that's simultaneously canon, but doesn't exist. That doesn't exist in the same universe as my mission. Which only I am doing it. That's the paradox of MMOs, where all there's 1,000 chosen ones running around.
Well, maybe all these people think that they're the chosen one. All these little NPC babies.
Well, now they're dead.
Well,
they were unlucky.
Okay, where are these?
There you go. I've rescued them. They're riding on me. You don't get to. You're left behind for the dick wolves. Goodbye.
Where is the forgotten jewel?
I can only carry 3. Sorry, all the other people need help.
Please don't be somewhere bad. Oh, cool. Let's buy. What's it called?
Solix. Is it facing the wrong? I think it's facing the wrong direction. What does the meat panda look like? Can't even see it. This thing's nonsense. What question am I at? I'm Plains of Nassam.
Look at that, dude.
What,
is it an electric warthog? What is that little thing?
Are you electrical? Wait.
You just try to
Unliving swine. It's not nice.
That's an insult right there. That sounds like a Shakespearean insult.
That's a pretty good one. I like that.
That's not nice to call. It is nice being able to fly. I still can't fly in the current expansion. They made it really hard to unlock. You have to complete every quest line of every faction and then fully explore the entire map. So basically you have to, like, in order to unlock flying, you have to set foot absolutely everywhere first.
That's the worst part. They started doing that in Draenor, where they're like, flying can't be easy for you nerds. Go do something. It's like, oh,
yeah, it's like the Demon Souls idea of like, you can have your health bar as soon as you prove you don't need it. It's like, oh, I really like flying though. But no, they wanted an exciting feature to sell their first expansion, so they added flying, and then every expansion afterwards they're like, fuck, what do? We already let everyone start flying. What about level design? What's the point of level design if they can just fly over it all? We can't like funnel people or make like hallways and like valleys and shit because they can just go like zip. So they're like, you know what? You have to beat every expansion before you can like flying. You gotta get like a flying license in every region after you beat the zone, even though you're the fucking like chosen one. You're like the superhero with like 12,000 storylines worth of like background now because you've been playing one character for 16 years, and still you have to like grovel at the licensing at that fucking Azeroth DMV to get your flying license every expansion.
Ooh, a Death Knight.
Oh yeah, look at Andrew's pet, or like Andrew's mount.
Oh.
It's just a giant rat with, it's the Chinese New Year thing, they added rats as mounts.
I really like it.
It's just, since it's just a rat, it's wearing a weird harness that like makes like, it just like conjures wings whenever he flies.
Look at that ugly ass Gryffindor.
Get out of here. He looks so like just content with it. He's like, whatever,
he's just
I'm
chill.
flying. I'm not upset.
He's just hanging out.
This isn't baffling for me as a land animal.
This is my life. I really like my dragon though.
Back to my home planet.
My people need me.
Where'd you go? Oh,
where'd you go?
Shadowlands.
Yeah, I'm
this
here
area is technically instant.
Murder some dudes that I guess you probably already killed.
Yeah. But I'll kill them again. They deserve it.
Are you in the like join me thing right now?
What? I'm just killing things.
Oh, I thought these guys like wouldn't appear for you because you beat the quest already.
No, this the beach is always instanced. It's full of spooky ghosts.
That's weird. Why couldn't they just let it be this real zone all the time then if it never changes? It must change at some point.
There's probably a quest that you have to do.
Yeah. Maybe you have,
all of the spooky ghosts.
You might have not finished the entire quest chain yet. Because I think eventually it probably goes away. Otherwise, why instance it in the first place? But I was really wowed the first time because I played 300 days plus of old WoW, where it was just the entire world around you was so static. Coming back and playing a Worgen for the first time and seeing like what they can do with instancing was a fucking trip. Because what they do with Stephanie with the Worgen is that you are just in a normal human settlement that's like about to fall in the story, and so there's like the curse of the Worgen shows up. Like there's like it's the werewolves are like showing up and attacking people. It's set up like a horror movie, and you're playing as a human because when you customize your Worgen character to play, you customize a human and a Worgen simultaneously, because and you actually maintain the ability to switch back into a human temporarily whenever you want to, because they shapeshift. But in the intro, you're playing as your human self, and you're witnessing this entire city fall to the werewolf curse, basically. And they do that by having the world around you actually change and like fall into stages of chaos and war, and like suddenly there's werewolves everywhere and it keeps getting darker and so on. And like you're only playing with the other people that are in that exact part of the story, but it's all while being in the same location. And
yeah, so the town of like gradually just gets destroyed as.
And for normal video games, that's like not super impressive because it's normal for like a game to be able to like change an environment as you progress through like a single player story. But for a multiplayer game that has other players around you, to have like the environment changing over time was relatively new, and it was weird seeing them pull it off. And there's a thing where like you could just only see the other players around you, You can only see other players if they're currently in
the same like
the same
stage.
part of the story as you, basically.
The exact quest that you're a part of.
Because you're kind of phasing through a bunch of different, separately designed versions of the same location, but they all occupy the same spot on the map.
That's
that is pretty neat.
Which is kind of what's happening now. Is we're in like a weird ghost-filled piece of beach. And sometimes when you go, like when I flew down into it, you saw Andrew disappear out of the sky, and it's because he was leaving the instance, so he wasn't in the world that I was in. He actually might only be able to see this, if I'm wrong about the quest thing, he might be able to see what I'm seeing right now because he's in a party with me. So there's that thing. And they've done a few different things with that too now, because now there's the aspect where you can play with people from other servers. Because it used to be you just pick a server and that's just, you pick like Horde or Alliance, and then you pick like, I'm playing on Rexar or whatever, and you're just like, that's it. I can only play with the Horde on Rexar for the rest of this character's life. I have to make a new character from scratch on a different server on a different team if I want to play with my friends if we didn't pick the same server. But nowadays you just like open like battle.net, talk to your friend, there's Marty, there's Nick, there's Eric, and you just join up with them in a party, and suddenly they'll just like warp into existence in front of you. If they're standing in the same location on their server, suddenly you'll just be able to see each other because you'll just kind of join instances across different servers, and it's like suddenly they just all the different boundaries kind of just like went away. It was weird.
Well, that's a lot. All of that is thanks to switching from old, like literal old style servers like racks to cloud computing, because now there's no like barrier there anymore.
Being a spider looks exhausting. There's like my hellhounds. The skull face always gone.
Yeah, you walk on 2 legs. Imagine walking on 8 legs.
Yeah, it just sounds exhausting.
Yeah, that thing's kind of. It looks like a Diablo creature, honestly.
Yeah, this guy's got an axe face.
Here.
Pretty ridiculous.
It's pretty cool looking, I think.
I'll bring my treasure goblin out.
My treasure goblin.
Haxorus gone wrong.
A treasure goblin. It drops coins.
I'm gonna spy on things with my eyeball, friend.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Soulwell.
You can throw out an eyeball, but it doesn't like instigate fights.
No, it's like a spying thing. You just kind of float around as an eyeball and look around.
I spy with my little green eye.
A motherfucker about to die.
There it is.
There he is. Get him. Enjoy several summons coming at you.
This guy's like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
But yeah, the gimmick of this playthrough is that Andrew and I are both playing. Not only are we playing as the pet, the two classes that have pets, we're playing as the ones that. We're playing the specific talent tree that increases their petness. So like I've got like 2 dogs I summon, I've got my main summon, I've got the weird axe face guy, and when I'm fighting, just a bunch of random imps just kind of materialize around me and start shooting fireballs.
So that's how I would play this too. I love like playing characters where I can like summon things. When I played BioShock, my favorite thing was having the bee hand.
Yeah,
the bees. Oh, I love the bees.
Which is the most body horror of all BioShock abilities.
Wait, you have holes in your hand.
Has holes in it, but that's fine.
And living creatures are being conjured from your flesh.
And I felt really sentimental about my bees. I was like, go bees, go. I love you guys.
What's it called? Dishonored had that too. Dishonored
the
had
rats.
Yeah. Well, no, didn't Dishonored have a whatever it's called, like a not bees, but they had some kind of swarm that you could summon on people.
There were definitely swarms everywhere. Dishonored 2 was full of swarm problems, but I don't remember if you can make them. But that was the thing where you kept having
there was a way you could like control them.
I remember that just generally that game was just full of you like having to infiltrate these shitty hives that were just like really unnerving. Because they were like blood-sucking wasp monsters that were just everywhere, and like they were really, you could hear them, and like you'd navigate these like infested ruins via the sound of like the blood flies or whatever. And it was just like the swarm, like that inherently worrying, like swarming, buzzing noise getting louder and louder.
In Fallout, you guys
also they would like shut down districts because of them.
Yeah, I also do not have a good reaction to those kinds of insects just in real life either. So I'm just like, I don't want to be anymore. Every time
that's why you.
When I was let's playing that, I was just like, look at me out.
I love creepy crawlies.
I hate it.
I'd be an entomologist if I could.
No,
I would keep my tarantulas that Keith won't look at.
They're a combination of like two of the worst.
Keith won't look at.
They're two of the worst things, which is fucking mosquitoes and wasps at the same time.
See, in Fallout you had the cazadors, then you had the bloat flies, and those were like big old
Keith is
gross
just bladders.
bugs.
I heard through the bloat fly.
Those are both those jokes in a row are good from both of you.
I don't know what Blathers is.
Blathers is the guy from Animal Crossing. When you show him a bug, he says he gets mad and he's like, although I hate bugs, it's a bane of my existence. I promise I'll get the best care.
I am significant.
I want a man to say that about me.
I am bothered by spiders much less. I'm bothered by spiders a lot less when I see them not at home. I just don't want home spiders. I sleep at home.
With my spiders that live next door.
Are lucky. I saw a comic that was someone made of Blathers like putting bugs into the room, and he just like walks in, gets scared, trips, drops the containers, and then just runs out of the room.
You ever see a skeleton dog with dreadlocks?
And that's why they're like all the bugs are in their natural habitat, because he just doesn't put them anywhere. He just throws them in there.
I gotta compete with this boring human player at getting an objective.
Oh, yeah? Joke's on them. I do more damage.
Yeah, they might have just gotten it though. Gotta wait for them to go away. They're only level 65. Now go away.
I saw a cute comic with like Timmy and Tommy Nook, and it was something along the lines of like them being like, why don't we ever have any money? And then it has like a background, it has like all the bugs that you just sold them. They have like a room full of like moths and stuff.
Tarantulas and shit.
Yeah.
It's like, oh no.
Our store is going under. I can't figure out why we're not making money. And it's just
it's gonna keep buying bugs and then just doing nothing with them.
Yeah.
Are you telling me the economy of Animal Crossing doesn't make sense?
Yeah, what are they doing?
I just found out the Eye of Kilrock. I just found out the Eye of Kilrock can fly.
Yeah, if you hold space, it just goes away.
You just go up into the sky. I'm like, my people need me. I'm up in the observatory.
I love how you're kind of just like dancing here.
I'm dancing. Am I casting? Oh, I am casting.
Yeah. You're just like
majestic.
There he is. Get over here.
Oh,
before this other person comes and takes it. Haha.
Andrew, do you have pigtails?
Did I get credit? Because I didn't get him in time.
I have pigtails?
Okay,
Absolutely, I have pigtails. I mean...
Very cute.
Where's Inspect?
Yeah.
There we are. That's what he looks like.
I mean, it goes so well with my ears, too.
Oh, wait, I thought that was you. Who are you, Keith?
This is me.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Got it.
We're both playing as Blood. We're both playing as Blood.
I thought you were a girl, too, Keith.
No. Just cheekbones.
No, he just has long hair.
Yeah, those are some cheekbones right there.
Ah!
Don't tell Tyra Banks.
We're both playing as basically red-haired, ponytailed Blood Elves.
Beautiful people.
Beautiful people. God.
The only type of Blood Elf you're allowed to play as.
People.
They're beautiful on the outside and disgusting on the inside.
It's all relative.
Because they're all, yeah, all elves are pretty awful, but Blood Elves are especially awful.
But Blood Elves are extra bad.
Kill Jade and all that. There's no good. I've never heard of any like positive characters amongst them. There's no like Malfurion or something. Which
yeah, no, there's no good Blood Elf.
Which Malfurion's one of those night elves that they keep giving like more and more superpowers till he's like fucking God's chosen one or something.
He is God's chosen.
It's like he's a super bear, and he's also like a centaur, and he's also like a tree, because he's like the most powerful of all druids.
I want to.
Whenever you encounter him, he's like 20 feet tall, and it's like, Jesus Christ, why are the named characters all giants now? I don't know what happened.
Because they basically are like gods. They have existed for so long that they are basically deities.
This motherfucking objective was like, yo, go back to where you just came from. Like, great. This what imagine doing this in the original version of this game where you couldn't fly. 4 minutes till we can queue. Yeah, they just waste your time making you go swim back.
That's what people got really upset with flying originally in the first zones. It was like, wait a second.
Do you think the heads of that mountain argue?
Mine?
You just did a fucking flip.
Yeah, dude.
Do you think those two heads argue? Oh, we went past the objective.
They do argue.
Do they?
If you don't have
other.
flying, they'll like blow.
Damn
sometimes
it.
they'll blow the engines,
killed that one
and
too.
then they'll bite at each other.
Oh, that's cute. I like that.
Oh, look at this guy on his horse. He can't even fly. Come on, man.
Can't even fly.
Loser.
Can't even fly. Don't drown your horse. Oh,
I don't think there's a swimming animation. I think you just fly underwater with flying mounts.
Roth. Dun, dun,
Which I guess is what swimming is like, but it's like wrong.
Can I? Little treasure goblin throws coins, but we're in the water, so they just go straight up and then back down.
That used to be my soundtrack to World of Warcraft.
Was Sephiroth's theme?
The Sephiroth's theme from Advent Children, the movie, is like 12 minutes long or some shit.
It is very long and very epic.
Yeah, and it's like it progresses through like several different kinds of music basically over the course of it. So I would just have that running continuously.
How is he already dead?
We throw a spear at him. There you go.
Oh, there he is. Get him.
I would just have that looping on my computer while I was playing WoW, and that was what the sound was. And so then now I just actually associate that song with WoW more than Final Fantasy because I've never played it.
I was telling Keith how I found out that Snake Eater is on Spotify, and so I've been at work listening to Snake Eater.
Is it really?
Yeah. And it's such a good fucking song too.
Snake Eater.
I like the lines because they're just like eating tree frogs and stuff. Like,
yeah, the dialogue.
Sometimes
all the lyrics
eat
are
a tree
absurd.
frog.
That audio sounded blown out and bugged. That was weird.
That's like the what is it? What's that stupid song from?
You brought your spider underwater.
What's the stupid song from that?
Is it for when you fight Bill O'Reilly?
Yeah, the song that gets like ridiculous as it goes.
Is Bill
along.
O'Reilly the final boss of Devil May Cry or Metal Gear Solid?
No, you're thinking of, well, the Devil May Cry has that one, like the revamped Devil May Cry has the Bill O'Reilly guy.
Is it that was DMC?
Yeah,
that wasn't Revengeance.
Yeah, where he's like spitting fake news at you.
So I've heard both of them end completely absurdly, I think somewhat similarly, but one of them explicitly is like it's a Bill O'Reilly.
Well, no.
Parody.
There's one guy and he's like I'm an American. I played football in high school, and he's like this businessman, but he's all buff for some reason, and he like kicks ass. He's a buff ass dude.
He's a buff ass dude.
But it's very weird.
And then there's the classic. What is it?
That was in Revengeance, that guy.
Yeah.
But the one that I was thinking of was the one in DMC where you fight this guy who's like.
He like isn't he like throwing headlines at you?
Yeah,
or some
yeah,
shit?
yeah. He
Like,
throws news at you.
It's like what the fuck is this? What have we done?
That's fantastic.
And that company would go on to make Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice. Like next. That was their next game.
Next.
Yeah, and then the next game was that game I played recently, Bleeding Edge. Was that like MOBA style arena shootery kind of thing?
Almost no one's playing that.
I liked it, but I can't get any of you guys to play it because it costs money. It'll never get momentum because it's not free within our group.
Money is a wall.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
What are you doing to that poor dragon?
I'm flying
gloriously. We can queue up again, by the way.
Gloriously and graciously. As above, so below. He's... Wait, how the fuck did that fit? That didn't fit through there at all. That blimp just phased right through those spiky portcullises.
Look. No one notices that.
This poor guy. Assert dominance. Assert dominance.
Is this how you T-pose on a mount?
Wiki. Jesus Christ. Alright.
Oh no, we're gonna listen to this guy yammer on about stupid shit again?
Yeah, we're back to do this piece of shit mission. What mission did we just do? What instance did we do before we got banned? I couldn't remove it from the list because I couldn't use this menu while you were banned. It was definitely Burning Crusade.
It was the second dungeon in Burning Crusade.
Was it Blood Furnace?
Yes.
Okay. There we go. Just want to remove that from the list so we don't just get back into it. Although the chances are low, considering it's one of like 20 dungeons were currently available.
Yeah.
And in 8 levels, we're going to stop doing them anyway because we'll be in the next category.
Oh no.
There's so many fucking instances. This is a really fucking distressing hill.
Okay, so stay on your mount. I would get in the air right now if I were you.
Yeah, I guess we should just
and
be
get
on
ready
this
to
side.
fly up.
I guess I happened to be between him and the mob, so they just ate me.
Basically what happens is if you attack any of them, even by accident, suddenly they all attack you.
So I know this character model. This is the character model they normally use for when you have to save people from webs in like a spider cave. Like
And
this
they
is like when you
painted it
guys
yellow.
like when you're playing as Sam and you got to save Frodo from Shelob. Like that's the character model they use, but they made it piss yellow, and now so the implication
Very
is,
yellow.
Yeah, the implication is that these guys have been like captured by the farm. Like the wheat has captured these people.
Is that the implication?
I think that's the implication.
How do you get caught by wheat? You just walk in too slow and they grab your feet?
I guess
I'm pretty sure this is a
I guess it's
spell.
just this asshole is like his specialty is wheat based attacks, which is
Whoa.
which like which I feel like overall like just reinforces how right I was to mock him earlier.
Wheat based
what a fucking
attacks.
loser.
He like fights with like Cheerios and like
Frosted mini wheats.
yeah, frosted mini wheats and bread.
All right, fight him.
All right, come here, genie. There you go.
Time to die, loser.
I'm a loser, baby.
So why don't
you eat wheat?
Why don't you eat wheat?
Part of a natural breakfast or something.
It's on the bottom of the food pyramid, but they changed it, and now the
If
food
you eat
pyramid
wheat,
is
it
vertical.
stops you from masturbating.
What?
They used to think that was true.
That's what Kellogg said.
Yeah, that's like why cereal was so popular.
Kellogg was on
Yeah.
a weird fucking like gambit to like end masturbation by making a magic cereal that would like stop people
he did
from doing
in
it.
masturbation. People don't masturbate anymore. They eat Chex Mix.
Nobody told me.
Why is every rich asshole ever like some sort of fucking deranged lunatic? That was
He actually wasn't a rich asshole yet. That wasn't until he, sold a lot of cereal because it stopped masturbation.
Yeah,
The better question is, how come evangelicalists don't seem to lose even though their message is terrifying?
well-known masturbatory aid, Kellogg's cereal.
Okay, so the lady at the checkout stand, what does she think when that kid walks up and like buys like 8 boxes of cereal? Is she like judging him? Like,
No, she's happy. She's like, oh, thank God,
wow,
he's getting help.
the
He's
evil's,
buying Kellogg's.
the evil's being purged. This child will be saved.
boy, this kid needs a lot of help.
Do you think you guy ever ran up to Kellogg's and masturbated in a box of his cereal to spite
What?
him? That'd be fantastic.
Why? Where is he eating the cereal?
That's just
like
a specific
just
image.
at a
No, I'm just
public
saying, like,
park? It's like,
the
hello,
guy just
I am
grabbed,
Kellogg's eating cereal.
Which
No,
cereal
I mean,
though?
the guy
Which cereal is
grabs
he
a box
masturbating
of cereal
into? Which
and
one?
runs to Kellogg's and masturbates
Oh.
inside of it.
Like
And goes like, yeah, take that, Kellogg's. And he's
Kellogg's
like, "Oh."
tribute.
But which cereal do you choose? Do you choose cornflakes or do you choose?
That was all that existed. There was no other cereal.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Well, so some
What a
might
sad
say
life.
that's still all we have. Variations of
Some people
cornflakes.
live in a really sad world then.
I like Pops. No one agrees with me, but Pops are my favorite cereal.
Yeah, you're wrong.
Pops?
Yep, corn Pops.
No,
I like Pops.
Kix is also pretty good.
the best cereal is chocolate strawberry Special K.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
No, that's not even close.
No, it's great. It's
Thought you were
Special
gonna
K.
say, like,
It's-
Frankenberry or
nope,
something,
Nope, it's
but, like-
special.
What?
It's Special K that
Blueberry.
has actual
Where
chocolate
it's
and
at.
strawberries in it.
I love blueberry.
I don't want actual chocolate and strawberries in
And
my
the-
cereal.
and because
if I
they're
did,
dry-
I'd go buy some and put it in my cereal.
And because they're dried
It'd be better.
strawberries, they like inflate with the milk and they become like milk strawberries.
No, that sounds bad.
What the
That sounds
fuck?
bad. You rehydrate them.
I also really like multi-grain Cheerios,
Terrible.
which is better than normal
I like
Cheerios.
honey Cheerios and pumpkin Cheerios and frosted Cheerios. but not plain Cheerios. Plain Cheerios are bad.
I don't like Cheerios.
I don't like main Cheerios, but I like multi-grain Cheerios. They actually taste really good.
The Eggo waffle cereal.
There's an Eggo waffle cereal?
There was. I don't know if they still make it, but it tastes like maple. It was very good.
There's also like vanilla almond Special K, which is pretty good.
That sounds pretty good. I would like vanilla almond.
The problem is that it's Special K with its expensive ingredients and shit sells the fucking tiniest boxes. At like, it's like you get a box that's like a third the size of Frosted Flakes for double the price.
It is called Special K. It's special. You're paying for the special. Okay.
I hate
Special.
Because all other cereals practically horse food. So by contrast, like the shit going into Special K is like they like ration it out in these tiny boxes. Because they can't compete with like the fucking
horse would be lucky to eat
they can't compete with like the cattle feed that all the other cereal is.
I would love to see the horse that just brags about eating Pops.
I get to eat Pops for breakfast. Fuck
Is
you.
that grain? Just straight grain? This boy eats only Pops.
That horse would be so sick. It would not do well.
Yeah, sick as in radical.
Yeah.
Yeah, sick, bro.
He'd have a backwards cap and he'd be like,
radically incurable illness.
he would neigh and then get on his skateboard and go.
do it four-legged kickflip. Oh, that's our objective.
Yeah, the objective isn't to kill bats, Keith.
Well, they're called
Those are
bloodspore moths.
And I like
And
the
our objective was bloodspore carpal, and I couldn't see any objectives around,
Yeah,
so I thought
and
maybe
we have
the moths
African killer bees.
So
we don't just kill them.
I thought maybe the moths had our objective on them because I couldn't see an objective anywhere.
I used to be
But
really
now I see it.
terrified that those killer bees were gonna come to the
They were
US
gonna come get
because I
us,
saw
and then
that.
you'd have,
I'm
and
actually
then you would have to go
disappointed.
hide in a swimming pool, but you'd only last for so many minutes, and then they'd swim in your mouth.
I watched that movie when I
They'd
was
fly
a kid.
in your mouth the moment you resurfaced, and
Why
they'd
would
get you.
anybody believe they wouldn't just fly in your
I don't know. For some reason,
mouth?
that was the go-to example. Is the idea that people would get chased by African bees, and then like they would
into
like
lakes.
That's
jump.
like the,
they jump
that's
into
like the
water.
crappy advice of like just
Like,
lay
that
down
was
and
the
let a bear
stereotypical thing.
eat you.
I saw Revenant.
And then you come back up and they fly in your mouth. And then you got bees inside
Winnie
you,
the
like in
Pooh.
Bioshock, and you get superpowers.
Winnie the Pooh steals honey from the beehive, and then he jumps into the water, and it works for him. So,
He's a cartoon character.
oh, actually, I think he uses
He's
a
also
reed
a bear.
to breathe, and the
Yeah.
bees go down into
Bears
the reed.
are a little more bee-proof than humans are.
A little bit.
They're
yeah.
a little more most things proof, except people proof.
That's not true. That's
people
definitely
proof.
not true. Bears can beat a person one-on-one if you're
Yeah, but
not
they're not
careful.
human society proof. That's their ultimate weakness.
Well, okay, so they cannot stack up against multiple humans with guns, no. But if they walk into like your small little community and no one's got a rifle to take it out, then that bear is gonna run train. That's the new leader.
Run train. That's what bears are known for doing.
It's too far away.
I mean, have you seen the 2 giant arms it's got attached to it? These things are
Yeah.
scary.
No, my family used to have a timeshare up in the mountains, and there was every now and then a bear would just break in.
Wait, what?
ju-
The bear would break into your timeshare?
Yeah, when no one was there, you just see like the door would just be
Did you
open,
leave food in
and
there?
there'd be like tracks everywhere and shit.
I had that.
Because the bear
We
would
stayed
just
at a
break
cabin.
in and just kind of hang out for a while and then leave.
Yeah, I remember I stayed up in a cabin up like not by Tahoe, but on the like almost the way to Tahoe. And in the middle of the night, I woke up to go to the bathroom, and I heard like kind of like not scratching, but like something pushing against the window. And I opened the window, and it was just a bear. And I was like, what? No, and just put the blinds back down and just like walked away from the room and was like, I don't know what like.
I don't want to be in this movie. I'm leaving.
Yeah, I was like, this isn't how this goes. And
Now we kill the moths.
Both of my parents told me to just go back to bed. I was like, there's a fucking bear outside. Like,
Well,
that
it's
thing
not
can
like
break
you-
glass.
Not like you could do anything at that point. It's like if it gets in, it gets in. You guys will have to leave, but
Bullshit.
you can't like.
I could go in a different room, close the door to that room, seal that door, and lock the bear in.
that bear could bust through a door.
The bear's not gonna bust through the door. He's gonna leave the window and then bust through a different window.
Surprise.
Have you guys?
Which is that gives me time to flee. It's all about delaying the
You've
bear. It's
thought
not about
this out.
stopping the bear.
You can only delay the bear.
Look, I was like 10 years old. I'm not taking a bear. As an adult, I'll take a bear. Me and you, 1v1. Let's go.
I would love to see Keith fight a bear. Keith, fight a bear, please.
No.
I can fight any bear. You know why? Because there's one thing bears can't do that humans can always win with. I can pee in its face. I will win.
Would you do that to Paddington?
I think technically
I think that's child abuse.
I can take Paddington.
I can take Paddington.
Little shit's like 3 feet tall.
That's not the right
He rolls up
response.
his fucking sleeves, this little bear in his fucking raincoat. You and me, Paddington, in the fucking courtyard.
You and your stupid raincoat.
The plot of the first movie is basically just like a stand-in for Cruella de Vil. Basically wants to make a jacket out of him or something.
He's not even big enough to make a jacket out of him.
Yeah, but that's what's happening. Some lady just wants to kill him, and it's just some lady. It's like I can take Paddington. He's like 3 feet tall. He's afraid of violence.
No.
I have the advantage.
You don't think regular bears are afraid of violence?
Regular bears are a ton.
Look, regular bears don't live their lives like in constant defense. They are always the offender.
A regular bear is like fighting a car.
Okay, but again, bears
Paddington's
don't constantly...
Paddington's a little shit. I can take him. It's nothing.
Man,
I hope Paddington kicks your ass.
What's he gonna do? Wash my clothes wrong and make them pink? Ooh.
Hey, look, people said that about George.
That's also the plot of the Paddington movie. No, those movies are really wholesome. We should watch them sometime.
I would
now
hope
I'm gonna think about how you want to fight Paddington.
They're so pleasant.
I'll be like,
and they have Doctor Who in them.
I'm just gonna remember.
They have old man Doctor Who.
I'm gonna remember this moment when Keith says he's gonna beat up Paddington, and as I'm watching it,
what are you gonna do?
What
are you gonna do? Call my bluff and summon Paddington? It'd be very pleasant. I'd love that.
This is a bad idea. Why did somebody do this?
Yeah, why? There's a lot of pulls right now. Are we okay?
Well, our healer just can't heal through all this.
Ow.
So, this was an interesting decision.
What happened there? Did they?
They pulled way too much.
Was the tank just like not? Did the tank just not hold aggro, or did the tank die?
Yeah, the tank died.
Oh, that's not his job at all.
No.
It's exactly not his job. Job is to live. Did anyone tell him? Someone should have told him to not die.
Whose wolves are those?
I'm sure he'd like it if I reminded him that he wasn't supposed to die.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll be very good friends with you.
That's toxic.
It's like our matches where I'm playing as the healer and they keep reminding me to heal. It's like, no, I fucking get it. No, I know what's going on, dude. This is you. You're the unhealable one. People love being reminded to do their basic job that clearly is what they're supposed to be doing.
I mean, look, if he's not doing his job right, Keith, that means you just have job security as a healer.
It's so fucking cursed that Blizzard decided that in Overwatch people needed a dedicated heal me button that they can just fucking spam. It's like it's so fucking irritating when you're a healer when people just keep pressing it over and over and over again.
Look, that argument is how I can win a fight with any animal. Lion, pee in its face. What's it gonna do?
Oh, I'm so confused by what you think you're saying.
I'm saying that if I was to fight an animal, you strip down. First of all, that's gonna scare them because I bet they don't see a lot of naked humans. That's kind of scary.
They say you
they don't even know what's going on.
They're like, he's transforming.
Exactly. I just immediately just become even skinnier, and they're like, "What? Whoa! What happened? Where'd all the food go?
Where'd all the food go?"
I mean, that's already demoralizing.
Yeah, they might just give up on that level alone. They're like, wow, there's not even a reward for this. Like, loot box open, it's empty.
Exactly. I don't know. I don't think I've never lost a fight with an animal yet.
That's not so. How many animals fights have you been is the question.
2 fights.
Were they dogs? Were they your dog?
One of them was a dog.
Or is it your dog?
No, it wasn't my dog. No, all of my dogs are good dogs.
Animal fights.
They bark a lot. That's not great, but they're not like vicious dogs.
I hope not.
I don't think I've ever had a dog that. Well, that's not true. I had a dog that. My dogs do bite people if you piss them off, but.
But why did you have to fight a dog then?
I fought a dog because it was bullying me. I did nothing to it. The dog was literally a serial bullying dog.
This dog is bullying me.
It was. It would follow me to the fucking supermarket and then bite me when I was going home. What did I even do?
It was just an unknown stranger dog.
It was the neighbor's dog. It would literally jump the fence.
It would follow
me to the fucking grocery store, bite me, and then go home. And I was like, "What the fuck is you? Why do you do this?"
That's his like goal for every day. Like that's his
yeah.
his
And guess
routine.
what? I had to fight him because I went to go hang out with people, and we were playing a nice game.
That's just one of those things he's got to do to make his day feel complete.
Well,
it's
not my
fulfilling.
day. My day was not complete. We were playing that. What's that game where you have to go on dates with a bunch of people in a supermarket? Not a supermarket, in a mall.
Wait, what?
Remember there's the game that you go on dates with people, like the phone. It has the phone, and then you call guys, and they're like, "Hey, you're really cute. Let's go to the mall." You remember that game?
Is this a video game or is this a real life?
It's a board game.
Oh my god! I thought it was fucking real life.
I thought this was like a weird high school
mystery
ritual.
date. That's what it was.
I thought this was a weird. I thought this was a weird fucking ritual, like fucking spin the bottle.
When I go to the mall, I try not to have to date people.
Where like you just randomize, get match made with people, and get forced to go on a date at the mall for some kind of game.
When I go to the mall, I have to run through it to go get my shopping done because I'm like, I don't want to be caught by people who want to go on dates.
They're gonna get me.
They're gonna get me.
And then I'll be obligated.
And then I'll have to because that's how the game works apparently.
In any case,
we're on a date now.
Oh fuck!
We were playing a beautiful game of mystery date, and this fucking dog had the audacity to show up to the fucking house. We were in the garage. He showed up to the garage, looked me straight in the face, and tried to bite me. And I was like, "You, what the fuck? What is this? This is harassment." And so I slapped the dog in the mouth, and then the dog ran away, and I felt really good about it.
Did ever?
And then the next day, he fucking
again?
bit me.
Oh.
Wow. You sure taught him.
Well, I taught him that day. All right.
Did you?
One day out of like 100 is good.
But it wasn't a lost fight.
Unfortunately, this was a 51st date situation where you had to remind him every single day.
The second animal I got in a fight with a deer, and that deer deserved it.
Was it like Nichijou? Did you have to like fight it?
The first mistake you made was that the dog was Drew Barrymore.
It was eating food, and I was trying to take the food away, and it kind of like, pushed me a little bit, and I was like, what the fuck? You're the lowest on the food chain. How dare you? And so I just slapped it a pound in the face. I just slap animals in the face. It kind of just teaches them a lesson. I'm not gonna like kill them.
Fight is a strong word.
Oh, I also fought geese before.
Well, geese, geese are like.
That's different though.
They're trying to get you.
My brother once charged geese, but they called his bluff, and he ate shit. Because we were at the lake, and he charged at some geese, and instead of scattering, they all turned towards him, put out their giant wings, and hissed at him. So he tried to stop and turn back, but he was on mud, so he just fucking fell on his ass and just slid forward through the mud several feet at the geese before running in the opposite direction.
As a person who knows him, I like to envision this story.
It wasn't even long ago.
That sounds very Three Stooges.
I think that's adorable.
I think Max was there. Like, it was not long ago.
The only time I've had a seriously dangerous encounter with geese was the story I told already of like walking into a crime scene.
Oh, the old podcast.
Yeah.
From the before times, the Dual Sticks podcast about your fucking geese mafia on the lake, on the island.
Geese police are no fucking joke, man. They're super brutal. They were honking real loud at me, and I was like, I just got here. I didn't do any of this. And they're like,
the geese police, they get inside of your head.
Geese police, they eat all your bread.
But I've never lost a fight to a goose. There's no way. Also, I've never been confronted. I always go to...
geese aren't that strong. They just think they are.
No. I don't know why people back down from geese. They're geese.
Yeah, you gotta.
Well, because those people are like those bears that are afraid of fights, because they're like, what? I'm being attacked. That's not how this works.
Nope. See,
it's like
you could take a goose.
When a goose thinks it can take you,
pee in its face. People do.
Why is this
fly
your
away?
fault?
Good luck.
It's just that when people see a goose think it can take them, they believe it. That's the mistake they make.
Geese is the fake it till you make it mentality. Like, I have a lot of respect for that fronting.
That's pretty accurate. What type of geese? Any type of geese. Doesn't matter what type of geese it is. All geese are cowards.
Yeah, they don't have talons, and their bones are hollow.
Yeah,
like, they're not ready. They're not ready for a fight. Well, birds are already in a bad spot because they have hollow bones for flying. So it's like they should not be fighting land mammals, but they don't even have talons because they're fucking shitty birds.
No, they have.
They're not birds of prey. Like at least like a fucking peregrine falcon or some shit. It's like okay, like it's a small bird, but like it's fucking.
That's fair. Falcons are scary.
Take your eyeballs.
Like falcons and shit have like an attack. Eagles and falcons.
I'll be honest with you.
And hawks, like they have talons.
Well, not all of them.
You.
Some of them are small.
But like a geese.
Okay, well, desert falcons are huge.
That's some false ass confidence.
Peregrine falcon, which is like the fastest animal in the whole world, actually is not very big at all. It's like pretty tiny. So yeah, so there's a whole bunch of different ones.
I held one, or like in Dubai they had like a thing where you can hold one of the hawks that they use, for like scouting the desert back in the before times, and well we don't need it anymore. We got GPS, but those things are huge and scary. They put like a blinder on it because they're like, oh, if it's easy, it'll attack you. I was like, what? Well, I didn't even do nothing to it.
I got to hold a bald eagle, which was like an amazing.
Those are even bigger.
Experience because they're endangered and special.
You.
But in Alaska, they have like a reserve for them because a lot of them get hurt by things, and they're so intimidating close up. They look like they can kick your ass.
I mean, that's why they're our national bird.
Yeah.
It was gonna be the turkey.
I like this animal. Looks like it's glaring all the time.
Remember, it was gonna be the turkey, you guys.
Well, hey, look, turkeys are in Davis. Apparently, they're too deadly for people to deal with. I literally watched. I went to work one day and I watched a gaggle of fucking.
I watched my coworkers run from turkeys before.
Why? They're turkeys.
They're small women. I worked at an office, and there was like women that would like run to their cars because there'd be like 10 turkeys in the parking lot that would chase them.
Unless those women are less than 2 feet tall, they're turkeys. Kick them; they will leave.
You think Karen can take a turkey?
I can take a turkey.
Karen's terrified of the turkey.
I got that turkey down.
I will beat a turkey's ass.
I'll make.
Karen's not ready for a fight. Karen only does passive aggressive shit. She's not ready for this shit.
Yeah, we'll be
fucking
passive aggressive to a turkey and see how fast it gobbles its ass away from you.
But yeah, they know that like in Sacramento and stuff, like there's just roaming bands of turkeys throughout the town that just kind of are around.
I see people sidestep turkeys, and I'm like, they're turkeys. They're fat. They're not like buff.
They travel in packs like wolves, but embarrassing.
Oh wow, wolves that can do nothing.
Yeah, it was really funny the first time I heard them because I was like, oh my god, Is what
turkeys sound like?
Every time you hear them, they sound like the stock sound, and it's such a perfect, it's such a perfect recreation of the exact stock sound that you're like, wait, is somebody playing a sound near me? That can't be the real turkey. It can't literally make the exact noise,
I really
right?
like that sound. I like geese because I like the sound that they make too.
It's like if you hear like wolf howls.
Oh,
yeah, but it's like you hear wolf howls, and like sometimes it really is a wolf howl, but other times it's just like an idiot dog screaming. Like there's variations, but the turkey makes the exact perfect fucking stock noise, and it's like that's uncanny.
They only had to record a turkey once. And
yeah,
we're
because
done.
That's the only way they ever sound.
Yeah, we got the noise we're gonna use for the next 50 years. Like,
do you imagine some person was originally studying them? Was like, I wonder how versatile their language is. It's like
with wolves, there's like the graceful, majestic wolf, and then there's a bunch of tone deaf assholes that are just like in these videos, and they're so fucking funny to watch. It's like these like screaming idiot dogs.
Well, I was thinking that when we talked to the husky who lives here.
Yeah, he just starts making weirder and weirder noises.
Like, I'm like, you're not intimidating at all. Like,
yeah.
Shadow will do that if I play with him.
There's these great videos from the Wolf Conservation Center that's like, there'll be like one wolf that's nailing it and he's beautiful, and right next to him is just a screaming idiot, and halfway through his voice will crack, they'll just open his mouth wider and scream louder. It's like the wolf next to him will be startled. It's like, why is this happening? I love those videos so much.
It's kind of like the goats. I love seeing goats and they're just like, I'm having fun. And then another goat comes over and just like, ah, aren't you? Like, why? Why are you like this?
Goats are assholes, from what I heard. I used to like want to keep goats because I've had a million pets, and
They are
goats would be-
very assholes.
They are assholes, and I guess they like to pee on each other.
My mom has goat
Like
neighbors.
how Andrew, like
They pee on
like
each
how
other.
Oh my
Andrew
god,
attacks
they
his
called
enemies.
your bluff. They'll be ready for you,
A
Andrew.
goat would pee back at you, Andrew. A goat would pee
I've never
back
had
at
to
you.
fight a goat. Shit, this is dangerous. Oh man, it's gonna be like a McCree battle. Whoever pees first wins.
Your elemental advantage has been extinguished.
Oh, what if I don't have a big enough bladder though? How big are goat bladders?
Probably pretty
shit,
big.
yeah.
Probably bigger than yours.
All right, I'll bring a super soaker. Is that unfair? Can I fill a super soaker with pee, and does that still count as peeing on it?
I think that's like I think it's like going
That's called-
hunting and
I mean,
using a
that's what-
gun. It's
that's
like
what-
the same idea.
Yeah, that's what humans are. Is they use tools? So
Well,
fucking have at it.
no,
fam.
no,
No,
you-
but tools
you
are
wanna-
unfair. I'm trying to have a fair fight.
a mano match
Yeah.
of whizzing.
Survival of the fittest doesn't count if you literally wear like plate armor.
It's
Like,
part
how are
of.
you-
It's part of why we're the fittest.
No, that's the
Because
reason.
we cheat. We broke the system.
Bullshit.
totally
Because
cheat.
animals kill us all the time.
Yeah, but that's how we ultimately won on a macro scale. Oh god, you're all evil and attacking me. Okay, I'm good. I
Just attack one of them.
think I was hallucinating.
Yeah,
The game was making me hallucinate.
hallucinogens.
That wasn't very nice.
Insanity, here it comes.
But no, like humans don't have a lot of advantages. We're not very good in the wild. Our only thing is our whole marathon runner talent that's like unique to us.
I guess that one girl who's been controversial for eating live things on camera got attacked by the octopus she was eating.
Like, humans are persistence hunters, which is a term I learned. It was
there's
absurd.
that girl
Wait,
that does
how did the
live.
octopus attack her?
Well, it bit her on the face as she was trying to eat it. Because she eats things alive. That's her whole thing. She eats things alive.
well,
Ew,
yeah,
well,
I mean that's fine,
that's
but like,
cruel.
Yeah, I know, yeah, it's fucked up. But it bit her on the
well,
face
that's
as she was
nature.
trying to
Everything's
Yeah.
eaten
eat it.
alive.
And there's a video of
Well,
her
it's just
trying
like
to,
octopuses
trying
are
to
pretty
peel this
smart.
octopus off her face
So
and
it's
she
like
cries.
distressing.
It didn't
mean,
really. It
I'm
didn't
gonna
really do
bite it
much.
right in the
But
brain.
like, it made me happy. I was like, "Good for you,
The
octopus."
sentience
like, good
makes
for you.
the cannibalism more enjoyable. Not cannibalism. But
Ah, yes, the taste of sentience.
Yeah, my favorite part about eating this octopus is how I know it feels pain. And it has emotional anguish over the whole thing.
That is
That's like distressing.
you need to go to get some help real quick.
Well, I think she has like a bajillion people who watch her because people are creepy. Like,
Yeah, well,
fetishists
yeah,
who
but
likes to
they-
watch her
well,
eat live
That's
things.
yeah. The internet's
That's just
distressing.
the internet.
A lot of them
That's
want
just
a lot of
the
them want to
world.
watch like zit popping videos and shit.
Yeah, I'm not,
That's like a whole genre that people make money off of now, and I'm just like, why?
I have to look at a lot of gross things, but that's not one of them.
And then there's like the Spider-Man Elsa pregnancies, which is for some reason a genre.
Oh, those are so
Those
hot.
are-
those
look,
are
those
so
are
great.
wholesome.
Amazing.
Those are wholesome according to the algorithm. They are.
Yeah.
Those are for kids entertainment.
Dude, children love seeing pregnancy.
those like flash
It gives them
games
nostalgic feelings.
where you have to like wash her feet and take the splinters off her toes and stuff.
Splinters off her toes.
No,
Girl,
there's
buy
a-
some slippers, man. What the hell?
I know, but then you can't look at her feet because that's.
Oh, you
How
mean
are you gonna
are
afford?
you talking about
how
those
are you gonna
weird,
afford to
those
give
weird?
birth if you can't even buy
Flash games.
shoes?
You talking about those weird caretaker flash games like
Yeah.
Minion pregnancy and shit?
Yeah. Oh God.
Where it's
yeah.
like, why? Why do people make these?
My boss has a husband who is a police officer who really loves Minions, and she buys him Minion things.
Objection.
And I think about him going to work and having Minions on his desk and how his fellow officers must feel.
Shit. Do you know what instance that was called, Andrew?
No.
Oh, we
fuck.
unlocked an achievement, Ahn'Qiraj, the Old Kingdom. That's probably what it's called. Yep, there
There
it
you
is.
go.
Click. We just unlocked the Halls of Reflection, Pit of Sargon. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. The Forge of Souls. I don't like that dungeon name.
That's not good.
I don't want to be in Sargon's pit. Oh no.
Sargon's pit, or what some kids call it, the ball pit at Chuck E. Cheese.
Oh god. Who shit in his ball pit?
I mean,
Man, I can't imagine how
probably
many times
everybody.
that happens. I'm so glad I don't work at a Chuck E. Cheese.
You're so
Why?
glad you don't work at a Chuck E. Cheese. I'm also glad I don't work at
Probably
many
do
places
like
I don't work
kids probably
at.
like throw up in the ball pit.
That's why I
pee in the
never
ball pit.
tried to
Oh
work
my
those
God.
places.
Okay, well, you have to preface. I wouldn't want to be a janitor at Chuck E. Cheese. No, thank you.
I mean, if you're just a regular employee, you often have to deal with a lot of the shit, and just in general.
That's not true. When
It's
I worked
like
at the movie theater, there was
some
one
kid
thing I
will just
didn't
go
do,
up
clean
inside the
vomit.
fucking like tube climby area and just take a shit. Because that's what kids do.
Kids
It's just like,
How?
One time,
and then like the whole place is closed off.
I got
Like it's a
hearing
huge,
other
the entire
children be children
area is
is
like
baffling.
unsanitary now.
I got bullied in one of those tubes up in the Chuck E. Cheese, and my my parents are like I was like the only kid in my whole family for a while.
was
I was
quick.
like the first cousin, the first sibling,
The
and so like
culling of
so they like tried to like help me because I think this one kid wouldn't let me through to go down the slide, so I was stuck up in the tube
Damn.
because he wouldn't let me through, and I had to give him what's what, and my family was so proud of me, but they were like, we were gonna climb up there, and I'm like, that would have made it worse. Don't ever do that to a kid. It's embarrassing.
Speaking of the whole theme park thing I was talking about already.
Yeah, you're continuing metaphor.
Isn't this a fucking this is the Cavern of Time, isn't it, Andrew? Yeah, that's why we're walking through a cave to get to Stratholme, which is like the destroyed undead city. This is the entire dungeon network that is seriously an actual theme park.
What theme park is that?
It's the Caverns of Time. You just go to various set pieces from various parts of history in the World of Warcraft and like walk
Also,
through
you
them.
can't be other.
I
You
thought-
can only be races that existed in this time.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So I'm stuck as a human.
Yeah.
Because there were no blood elves here.
Yeah, there's no blood elves.
Yeah,
so.
we're all humans because we're disguised as people that would have been at the culling of Stratholme. Like I just walked out of a cave that was an interdimensional time travel cave, and then I just come out here in the middle of this like place that's like a recreation of an old zone.
Yeah,
and,
this
like,
is basically a what's it called? A dark ride.
Yeah, like this is like a fucking Civil War reenactment.
Or like those like old towns.
Remember back in the day?
Like Old Town Sacramento or something.
Yeah, like
They
it's
almost
just
made
like
a Civil War
like this
Disneyland.
is all a facade. Like we're just
Did they
here to
really?
like re-experience
Yeah.
the before times.
They were gonna make a Disneyland Frontier, which was all about American history, even slavery, which was
like-
gonna be interesting.
Well, Song of the South went over really well, so I'm sure
so
they should have
imagine
done
Disney
that.
doing slavery.
Zippity doo dah, zippity day. I didn't know that was from that for decades.
Look really
So-
great.
I just knew that was some song with no context, and I didn't know it was from the racist Disney movie.
I know so much about Disney.
no
It's
idea.
insane. I've seen the entirety of that film, and I saw the
I
entirety of
heard
that
it's
film before I
fucking.
knew it was
I
bad.
heard it's fucking boring.
Yeah, I watched Song of the South as a kid too, and I was
Me
like,
too.
was that bad? Wasn't it just like about cartoon animals?
That's
Like,
all- 'cause that's
there
all
was
that
a
stick-
black guy in it, and I was
that's
like,
all that sticks with
yeah,
you.
but didn't he just tell stories? I was like, yeah, but he was a slave. I was
See,
like,
I didn't
was?
catch that. I was
What?
gonna say,
He
as a
was?
kid, I didn't catch that.
Yeah,
part.
like
I just was like,
the system-
Brer Rabbit. Like,
The
I didn't
societal
think about anything
context is
else.
lost on you as a kid.
Yeah.
Well, because children don't understand the concepts of slavery. They just see an old man telling stories, and you're like, all right, that guy's telling tales.
I didn't
Yeah.
think
Yeah, but
I learned
he's
about
a-
that yet.
Yeah.
No, there's
It's
no
like the
reason
idea
to,
when everyone's laughing at a joke and you don't know what the joke is. You're like, well, there's
Yeah.
something's going past you in this fucking scene.
Well,
There's the
and
context
as a
is
child,
lost.
you have like no purview to the world.
But yeah, just to,
you don't
just to
know.
highlight the like theme park nature of it all, like these characters are even more NPC than the other NPCs by NPC standards.
Yeah, they only exist
They're
to
just
emulate this
yeah.
past memory that we're not even a part of really, but
They're just an echo of the past that just repeats what happened here once upon a time. Because we're basically currently in like the fucking we're in the Pensieve from Harry Potter, where Dumbledore puts all of his memories. Like we just went inside the memory bowl and we're experiencing
yeah.
a memory and we're like, oh man, my dad picked on Snape. And you just watch it over and over again, and like that's what this whole dungeon is. Is that they're trying to like they're trying to expand the lore and show you past events and everything, but it makes everyone in here a way more extreme version of what I was talking about earlier.
Those of you who have the will to save this land.
Every time I've seen anyone play World of Warcraft, I feel like no one pays attention to like what's happening. Do you guys
Yeah.
ever pay attention to what's happening?
No,
good luck. No.
no. I've paid attention to the story in other MMOs. I think all of Blizzard's characterization and writing and lore is really boring until I got to Overwatch, where I like these characters and I want them to do stuff. Please give me a story now, Blizzard. So like these people. But no, like this, it's so fucking it's a lot of like self-important, long, drawn-out narration and exposition about an overly convoluted fantasy world, and it's so like kind of all the worst possible versions of that version of storytelling.
Take position here, and I will lead
And it's so fucking complicated. So most people a lot of people are just here to play with their friends, but some people will look at all this shit. Like there's role-playing servers where you're supposed to role-play. You're supposed to stay in character at all times.
I always role-play.
My best example of this is like Skyrim, because I liked playing Skyrim, but then it was like you find all these books and stuff, and I'm like, I ain't reading all this shit.
Oh yeah.
Whereas like in other games, I am that guy. Like when I played my Morrowind playthrough, I was reading the books.
Well, I was gonna say, like, I wish I had the time, because some of it I actually think is like vaguely interesting. Like I like all the different religions. I was like very interested in this, but I was like, I literally don't have time to read this. I would be here for so long.
Yeah.
Remember, these people are all
sometimes you want to be.
Hey guys, isn't this the same place where we went to and there were a bunch of zombies?
Why is this called the Fall of Strath?
Let's go.
Because this is when the zombie outbreak happens.
Wait, this is Stratholme?
Yeah, this is Stratholme.
Oh shit! Oh, I just opened the map.
Outbreak.
It does look. It's like a 6. Oh, they should have seen that coming. See, it's already shaped like a 6. It's evil.
Oh no!
But no, as somebody who's played WoW for like 15 years or whatever the fuck, I walked in this front door. I'm like, what the fuck is this? This is just Stormwind.
Oh,
that was the bridge of Stormwind. This is the front gate of Stormwind. You go up here is the auction house, and I turn left, it'll be the bank, and like, I have to go in for a while before I even realize it's not the same fucking place.
I've been waiting for you, young.
Just got attacked by a zombie.
Oh no!
They're coming!
As you can see,
Sorry, I shouldn't be that far ahead of the group. It's just I was just waiting for so long for stuff to happen.
Who's friends with that bear?
Fine. It's a lot of this.
No, that bear's a player. He's a druid.
Oh.
Yeah, druids are cool. They can just shapeshift.
Oh, he's not
He's
a
a
bear.
good
He's like,
bear.
what is he? Is he a bear? What is he?
He's a tauren, so when he turns into a bear, he still has horns.
Ah,
He's the bull people. When night elves turn into bears, they still have floppy ears because they're elves.
Oh yeah.
So he's got like cow ears on his bare head, and he's got tusks, or I mean horns. That's just what happened. Because they try to signify the original race by having you druids still keep old characteristics when they transform. No, I like druids a lot. You get to just kind of be a bunch of different things when you're playing. Add some variety to your 500 hours of being one character. It's also why I like being a Worgen, is because you could just be like, I'm gonna be a human for a minute. And it's just kind of a novel thing to be able to be both a werewolf and a human. Although also one of the best ideas is just being able to get on all fours and run and be like, I'm on a mount. The mount is me. I just sprint.
Look at all these Zambers.
Are we playing? Like, is there anything we have to actually do? Like,
Yeah, the team's just kind of broken up.
what is this fucking dungeon? Meat Hook, Salaram, the Flesh Crafter, Chronoloord Epic, and Mal'Ganis.
The Flesh Crafter.
The Flesh Crafter. But yeah, he's in bear form because he's tanking.
What else can he turn into?
Yeah, he can turn into a cat, and a tree, and an owlkin.
That's cool.
So the owlkin is like, or owl bear. When he's an owl, like the big owl bear character, he does spellcasting attacks. The cat plays like a rogue, so he can stealth, and he can do a lot of rapid fire attacks. The bear tanks, so his role is to get aggro and keep the party alive. And then when he's a tree, is a healer.
Yeah.
So they have a form for all of the different roles, because druids and shamans and paladins are built around being hybrid classes, so they can be all three things: tank, healer, and DPS. And druids are especially versatile because they can be a tank and a healer and a melee DPS and a spellcasting DPS all in one character. You just have to change your specialization. And they do the extra detail of having unique forms where the forms are based on what race you were, which is kind of neat.
yeah, the individuality of druids based on race is really nice.
Yeah, because like a Tauren turns into a Tauren's cat form is like a properly colored like brown and darker brown like lion with a mane. Well, he's like a lion with a mane, but then he has his horns and everything. Whereas a night elf turns into a panther.
That's cool.
And he's black. It's like this. Those is like the most distinctly different one. Is that they're straight up different colors? I believe it's based on the
cats in their region.
It might be, yeah. Because the Tauren have the Barons, and the Night Elves have the Teldrassil, R.I.P.
Yep.
Because Teldrassil's dead now. They burned the whole tree.
Well, kind of deserved it.
Damn.
Tyrandy's mad.
It was all inclusive. And
I've done the lore missions as my rogue, where you encounter like very angry Tyrandy and very angry Malfurion avenging their burned home. They're like these unstoppable Terminators that show up when you basically have to escape them. They're like agents of wrath now.
They are mad boys.
I think she made like some kind of evil fucking demon connection with like a horrible spirit and her time of like darkness or whatever. Like there's some kind of storyline going on there.
I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, there's too many characters and too much shit. But I always remember Illidan, Malfurion, and Tyrande because I read when I was younger. I used to only read video game books. And so I read a trilogy of Warcraft.
High literature.
Yeah. I read a trilogy of Warcraft books, which were about Illidan's fall and how he becomes a demon and everything.
Did you ever do a book report on those?
No.
Really?
I did. My book reports were based on like the approved reading lists. You had to like pick a book. In my school,
like AP classes or something?
I was in like every AP and honors class.
I was an international baccalaureate.
We had approved reading lists, and so when you did reports, you had to actually do them on something worthwhile.
That's gross.
So I did one on. I did Scarlet Letter. I did
Hester Prynne.
I did The Invisible Man, but not the H.G. Wells one. The one about black people.
Wow.
I always have to explain that one to people because no one seems to know what the book is.
No, I was gonna say I've never heard of that.
I haven't either.
This guy's just kicking his way through a horde, and I don't know if I'm supposed to follow him. I'm confused.
Well, the horde is minuscule. They die instantly.
I'm constantly confused about what I'm supposed to be doing here. Shit, he's faster. Now I'm gonna be behind because I went. Two of our characters weren't there because I followed this asshole. Oh no, and he's the healer.
Yep.
That monk was the healer.
He is a healer.
We're so disorganized. We're a mess. I've never seen such a disorganized group.
You're
because
this map is always a disorganization because no one knows how to do it.
Yeah, I can't tell what I'm doing. This map's weird.
There's no actual set.
You normally just kind of
supposed to go where the flags are.
You normally just go forward and see where the enemies are, and you're like, oh, I'll shoot those enemies.
Yeah. If you look on the map, there should be a white flag. That's where you're supposed to go. That's where you fight the next Scourge wave.
The Invisible Man was about like it was about the idea of like being a black man in a big city during specifically like the era where it's like post-slavery, but not that post-slavery, where it's like there's a lot of like
what?
I don't want to say that there's a lot of mistreatment, like it's a past tense thing that's over or anything, but it's like the especially bad case of like segregation and everything.
I mean, we cured racism in the 90s.
Yeah, we
with the vaccine.
Yeah, I was about to say we got racism vaccinated, and now it's
we just
gone.
stopped talking about it.
And then we call. That's why we call all the people that refuse to get the vaccine boomers.
I mean, we also call them racist. Kind of related. But
yeah,
that's pretty good.
But it talks about the weird.
The weird like integration of.
Well, it's
African
like
Americans into society.
Well, it's like during the segregation eras.
Society.
It's like a mixture of like the advantages and disadvantages of being invisible.
Oh,
it's like many situations where you essentially don't count as a person, but also weird times where you're completely interchangeable with all of the other black people because you're not like recognized as an individual. So he had like a weird power of anonymity at the same time. It was a read. That was like junior year though, so I can't remember very well.
One of my favorite, or one of the best like books I ever did a book report on was Native Son, which was like freshman year, and it was kind of a similar idea.
Where is it going now?
Well, not. I mean, not, it was like similar
flag.
time period, but it was about a black man who, on accident, like through like a series of events, kills a white woman on accident, and it basically how there's no way he'll ever get accurate justice for what he did, and how he.
Oh yeah, there's.
It's kind of interesting because the white woman and her boyfriend there's like a thing where like they it was like right after like it was like they were trying to be hip, and they were trying to use him as like a token for their group to be like they're trying
Like how progressive we are.
yeah so they kept like making him very uncomfortable by trying to integrate him into like social situations where because they were trying to like be the opposite of their parents.
Yeah, they're trying to get clout, but by doing so, putting him in very uncomfortable social situations in a society that is very not happy with him.
Exactly. Yeah, then just through like an accident, he accidentally kills her, and she's like a rich daughter of like a white family. He's like, well,
Clap, clap. To the gallows you go.
Peace out. Like, there's no hope for me.
I guess this is the end.
Yeah.
That was there was like a
honestly
court
great
case about that.
Well, I mean, that's like
There's probably hundreds of court cases about that.
I almost said cuckoo's nest, hummingbird, not mockingbird.
Mockingbird.
There we go.
I read that book
starring
as an adult
Abercrombie and Finch.
Atticus Finch.
Just all the birds were there.
Flamingo was there. Parakeet was there. Goose was there.
Yeah, specifically Don Flamingo.
Don Flamingo.
Oh no, it was Don Quixote. Dang it.
Don Quixote. You never know what.
Wait, but you say Don Flamingo like Don Flamingo.
Don Flamingo.
No, Don Flamingo is the name of a One Piece character. I was thinking of.
Is he?
Yeah,
He is.
He is the most like enjoyable to look at character design.
He says his name's
He's
Don
great.
Flamingo.
Don Flamingo. Don Flamingo. Based it. Yeah.
I'm gonna look that up.
He is just an icon.
He's flamingo, not like flamenco or anything.
No, flamingo.
Is he?
He's wearing a flamingo around him.
Oh, does he know the candle guy? Is he one of those people?
No, he's not a Barak's work agent. But he is a Shibukai.
Because he seems like one of those themed people. Is he the ballet guy?
Yeah, no, he's not the ballet
no, that guy.
He's
I don't know
that's
that
Mr.
guy.
That is.
I have a jacket just like this,
That guy,
Andrew.
yeah, that guy's got a feather boa
really?
that's like a fucking
Mine's
country.
furry, but it's like the same length, and it's like this giant furry jacket. I could totally cosplay it because I have that
Flamingo
exact
apparently,
jacket.
instead of a feather boa, he has a feather cape.
Yeah, I love Don
It's so
Flamingo.
much.
His name is actually Don Quixote Don Flamingo.
Oh, that's great.
He has two Dons?
It says Don
Well,
Quixote
it's
do
Don
Flamingo.
Quixote do Flamingo.
Oh.
I have that. I have a jacket just like that. That's the one I wore to Folsom.
What a character design. I love it. I love everything
No,
about
yeah,
it.
he's great. That color is great.
It's just those were the old days before everyone had to be sexy.
Well, I mean, are you saying he's not
One of our
sexy?
one of our DPS is just named And.
And what?
Their name's just And.
Well, it's Anne Malgenis.
Not wearing a lot of clothes either.
More vile sorcery.
What?
Be
Wait,
ready for
what?
anything.
See, that's
Why do
late
you-
One Piece, Andrew. That person has to be sexy.
She's in cosmetic mode to be like, I got my combat bra on.
Hey,
I was
dude, that
actually-
stops
I was-
all the bullets.
I was genuinely upset because I got really excited to watch the One Piece movie I couldn't watch because reasons. And I started watching it and I was like, oh, well, okay, this isn't too, it's not, it's not like, it's just an anime movie, I guess. It's fine.
Are any of them
like,
canon ever?
Let's move on.
Like, how do
Yes.
movies work?
Canons take place in, well, because One Piece is just sailing to island, the movies take place in between that travel.
They can go to a different island and it could still
And
be
because
canon.
the movies are self-enclosing,
It's like
they
the
don't have to
Dragon
talk
Ball
about
stuff.
them. But yeah, kinda. Except Dragon Ball's a little weird because stuff happens in Dragon Ball movies that don't actually happen ever again. Like no one talks about how Broly is just a Super Saiyan 2 who's just really angry, and that's why he's so strong.
That's why I'm so strong.
Didn't they bring
But
Broly
Vegeta
back
is
in
literally the
Super?
saltiest fucking guy I've ever met,
He
and he's
is.
somehow weaker than Kakarot. And I'm like, bull fucking
sassy
shit.
little baby.
It's because his
Yeah,
heart
like,
is black.
The only thing Vegeta does is sass, and
he's tiny.
somehow weaker than
He's
Goku.
adorable. I love him.
No, I was kind of disappointed because the One Piece movie felt super fucking
Very persistent.
like none of it mattered. It was all just like, hey, remember this guy? And I was like, yeah, what about him? He's like, he's just here. Like, why? Because this guy. I was like,
Fan service.
Yeah, because you remember him. That's why.
yeah, the whole movie was like that. Like the whole movie was so like just ridiculous. It was the villain literally turned into an island, and I was like, wait, like an actual island? It was like, yeah, the whole island. I was like, what?
Like Omicron?
Yeah, and I was like, are there people on the island? I was like, wait, there's like a village on the island. I was like, are those people part of him?
Where did they come
we
from?
don't talk about that. I was like, no, you have to talk about that because he's the island now.
Were they like fleas, or like they were like lice that lived on him before? And now
it was
they're
just
an
like,
now
oh
they're
no,
a
we just
village.
want to have a really cool looking bad guy. And I was like, One Piece doesn't do this though. One Piece has like actual bad guys, like people committing genocide or people committing racism. Like there's not just bad. There's not just like a
racism.
Commit rape.
Yeah, like the Fishman
You're
arc
under
is
arrest
literally
for
about
committing racism.
Yeah, like the Fishman arc is literally about how fishmen are treated like second-class citizens on the surface because they're not humans and they're traded like slaves on a market, and it's unacceptable and no one should be like that. And that's the whole moral of the story. Is like the whole moral of the story is that one of the Straw Hat characters is dying from blood loss, and none of the fish will donate blood because they don't want humans to live. And
Jesus Christ.
and the whole thing is really it makes sense. They go over the backstory of like they had a queen, and the queen was really nice, and she was like trying to unify humans and fish, and so they help out this like human noble who got stuck on the Fishman planet, and everything was great, and it was all good. And then
Is this Frozen 2?
Huh?
Is this just the plot of Frozen 2?
Probably. I didn't see Frozen 2. But basically what ended up happening is that one of the fishmen didn't like the idea of humans and fishmen mingling, so he killed the queen to start a race war. And it ended up starting one. And so the solution is like, well, now they don't like each other. And and so you have like the main character who doesn't give a fuck about any of this garbage. He just wants to have a fun adventure. He's just like, hey, can we get some blood? Like one of my people are dying. He's like, no. Like, why? It's like, well, fuck humans. Like, that's okay, but can I get some blood?
Why would fish blood work?
Yeah, that's what I thought you were gonna say. I
I
thought
got
say they
so
weren't
many
donating
questions.
blood because it wouldn't have worked. Not because they should work
It
full.
definitely shouldn't work.
Don't kill us.
Yeah, well, that doesn't. I mean,
Oh no, it's now
They're also-
Stratholm outside. Now I recognize
they're
it.
also fish people, so that doesn't work.
I'm looking at pictures
Also,
of the
trust
fishmen
me,
right now.
it gets more confusing. Like two different races of fish people, because there are different types of fish, and so there are different types of fishmen, and the different types of fishmen.
And they're also racist.
Well, they can also mate, and their spawn aren't necessarily one or the other. They can be just different fish. And I was like, what? Wait, what? So the plot was, or the theory here is that fish children get to choose from their entire genetic history of
this
what
just
type of
sounds-
fish they want to be.
This just kind of sounds like this is Lovecraft.
Well, this sounds like
This is just
if
Lovecraft,
a baby
where he
was
made
born,
all the Innsmouth creatures, which were the fishmen, because he was afraid of inbreeding between like the proper races and the ones he was racist against.
Well, not well.
'Cause one of his
it's not
great-
like that.
Yeah,
they don't
fish-
have a problem with
Wait,
there's no
because
racism in the
thing.
breeding.
Yeah, because Lovecraft was afraid of like
Fishmen were
immigrants and
Lovecraft.
interbreeding and stuff like that, like diluting
Yeah,
like the
Lovecraft
correct
was. He was
races. And so he
Lovecraft
made
was a
like
super racist.
he made the stories of like Innsmouth and shit like that with the fish people.
But he made fish people already.
He did.
Yeah, and it was like about racism, kind of.
We must move again soon.
They're
I think
fish people.
isn't all of his stuff about racism?
Yeah.
It's all about like those damn immigrants coming over, not looking like me. I don't like it. Make them go away.
They look different. It scares me.
and then And then he died, and the immigrants never left.
Move again.
Yeah.
Gaddis awaits.
The end.
That'd be
That's
like
pretty much like the story, I guess, of most racist people. I hate this other race, and then I died, but the race is still here. Wow, this was a waste of time. Why did I be racist at all? Like,
why do you waste all that time?
One way of presenting that, I guess.
What a shitty waste of your life to be anti somebody who won't go away. Trust me.
They're generally in the minority nowadays, so they usually die with those people still being around because they are in the minority
That's definitely
and disliking them.
Read.
I mean, I'm just looking at it in the way of like, there's better ways to spend your life than hating people that aren't gonna go away, but trust me.
Also, just hate people that like actually are bad. Don't hate people.
If you want to
for no
hate something
good
that's
reason.
actually gonna go away, hate like a fucking animal, because animals can be extinct. Humans don't go extinct.
I'm looking at my dog right now. I said, you will only last another 8 years, so I can hate you if I want, dog. As I pet her lovingly.
I can say horrible things to you forever, and you'll never tell.
She knows
never
my deepest, darkest secrets.
I don't know why, but I can't bring myself to believe that animals don't understand language, like dogs and cats, because it just
they might understand
me.
intent.
Well, my dog is very nice considering the things I've said to her. So.
I mean, I constantly tell my dog he smells like shit, and then pet him very lovingly.
Because you
Like,
want him to understand that.
I do. I do want him to understand that, because every time I like, let's take a bath, he runs, and I'm like, you smell like shit. Take a bath. I love you, but you smell bad.
We're going to finish this right
I
now.
love you, but you smell bad. Yeah, you keep wagging your tail.
I'm trying to train my dog to like just get in the shower with me, but she
That sounds like how an accident can happen.
Well, I mean not like every
Whoa, I'm a
day. I
spooky
just mean like when she
I'm a
needs Zach to take a
ghost.
shower. But
Oh, that would be the dream. I wish I could just like all
just
right,
say,
bud, let's take
yeah.
a shower, like in the movies. The dog
Yeah.
just jumps in and is like, okay. I basically want what Scooby and Shaggy have. That's what I want.
well, but Scooby talks. I don't think I want that.
Well, yeah, but I mean, at least Scooby is like, you know, he does human things. He's like, hey, let's sit in a car and be cool about it. My dog's like, I'm having a panic attack. I'm like, it's fine.
Yeah, there's a trade-off there. Where it's like, one, you have to deal with the morality of like owning a way too sentient creature that is like way too much of just a person you own. But on the other hand, they don't freak out about a bunch of things that you just can't tell them not to freak out about. Because that's one of the roughest things about dogs is just not being able to communicate with them when they're losing their shit about something that's just not a problem.
My
But,
dog
like, you
is
just
so
can't tell them.
good. My dog comes to
Children
work
are
with me.
also the same way, to be fair.
Yeah, but children age.
And also you can talk to them.
Dogs
then they get worse.
Dogs stay the same forever, basically. They don't get better
Yeah.
at that shit.
They stay pure and beautiful.
They still never understand.
Kiki is
Not
really
like
good
children that become tainted and disgusting.
and not as cute. Dogs stay cute forever.
That's also true.
But my dog sits in the
culling
passenger
of
seat.
Strafe Home, that sounds bad.
That's the name of the dungeon.
Culling just sounds bad no matter.
I
It's
mean,
like no.
spoilers, we've already seen what it looks like today. It looks like an apocalypse happened about 10 years ago.
I wish we used culling for a lot of other things, though. That'd be great.
Where is the instance turn in?
The people will
We're still waiting for him to
appear
spawn.
shortly. Just wait. Yeah, we
Gotta
have to
wait
wait
for-
for them
gotta
to
wait
walk
for the lore.
all the way over
Oh, it's
here.
Arthas. That's awkward. Things don't turn out well for him.
Oh no,
Don't
they
think
don't.
about that. Don't think about that.
Hello, bye, future Lich King. You're looking very
Don't
blonde. You're looking
think
very
about it.
blonde and fleshy right now, and not like a lich. Hey,
I
dragon.
mean, he did just murder a bunch of.
It's
a bunch of
Chromie,
civilians.
the fucking gnome dragon hybrid.
And that's that.
I think
Right?
Chromie is
No
the
one-
one that's facilitating the entire upcoming expansion thing,
What?
where you make a character, then you like time walk through an entire expansion,
Oh.
like from levels. No, shut up.
Okay.
When you time walk from levels 10 through 50 by playing one of the previous expansions, that's gonna that says like with the help of Chromie. So I guess that was that character. I don't really remember who Chromie is. I guess there must be the dragon that's time oriented, and that's why they're called Chromie, because that's
they're a chromomancer.
It's the time word.
Oh yeah.
The only dragon I remember the name of is Calicos, because I used to be on the server Calicos.
Basically, it's like being Father Time, but not.
Yeah, because Calicos is that blue dragon that shows up as a human with blue hair on the Goblin City. Because they're always turning into humans and meddling with affairs. Because they, dragons cause a scene, so you got to be a human sometimes to walk around in a city a bit.
Dragons be dragon.
Yep.
Humans down into their bad things.
Dragon. We got into that last dungeon so quickly I didn't even finish farming these moths for their objective that's on them.
Yeah, I still need 2 more other things.
Is that moth split in half? That's pretty gnarly. You should rip the wings.
No, that's 2 moths.
Oh, I was gonna say, geez Louise.
That's 2 moths.
I think they're cute.
They're dead.
They're still cute, even if they're dead.
All dead.
They can be dead and cute. It's fine.
Rub this all over your face while standing near a blood mage Larith. This objective is just to rub this thing on my face next to this guy.
Yeah.
Just rub it on your face.
That sentence.
Oh, I'm tiny. And I'm puking. I'm puking red out, and I'm tiny.
Well,
sounds like a bad trip, my friend.
Yeah,
it does.
Am I Andrew plus milk?
Oh.
Milk doesn't make Andrew tiny.
Yeah, but puking.
I mean, it does make me tiny because I get on my knees and go, oh.
The only thing I'm allergic to is grass. If I roll around in grass, I get like
allergic to grass.
Yeah, I
get
get bumpy and itchy.
Yeah. And I
remember
think
as a kid,
dust.
All I have is that, and like
what kind of dust? There's a lot of
dust. And like allergies.
I don't know. I
have seasonal allergies that are getting weaker every year, thankfully.
What? They're getting weaker for you?
Yeah.
I wish I had
been
that.
worse.
Yeah, me too.
No, I was miserable in high school, and they're so far diminished from high school now.
I mean, I'll concede that I've also I got rid of all the things that help with avoiding.
I just go get 24-hour pills, and I take them for like a week or 2, and then I'm done. And then I'm like, oh, it's over.
I was taking allergy medication during allergy season, and I was like, oh well, I just take it so like that way I don't. Or I was telling the doctor, I was like, I take them and I don't get my allergies. I was like, well, when do you stop taking them? And I was like, well, when allergy season's over. He's like, no, you don't have to take them forever. And I was like, what? Ma'am, are you sure this is how allergies work? Like, I'm pretty sure you take the medication when you have allergies.
Well,
I don't know where this deserter is I was supposed to take to the crossroads. Whoops.
I have really bad chronic dry eye, right? But I'm also allergic to something, my optometrist says. So I can't use allergy medication to get rid of my allergies because it'll make my eyes drier, because apparently it dries out your eyeballs. But then
can
also
you use like the eye drop stuff?
I can only use like the normal eye drops. You can't use the redness relieving eye drops because they're vasoconstrictors and they make your eyes worse over time. So like,
what, really?
Yeah, well, because so the whole thing is you get addicted to them. So the vasoconstrictors, you makes it to where you need the redness eye drops more often. Because what it's really doing is it's tightening the blood vessels in your eyeballs so that your eyes seem less red. But it's still constricting blood to your eyes.
They don't even help you.
I'm glad I never got into doing that.
They don't even really help with your symptoms. They just make you look less symptomatic.
Yeah. So anything that has a vasoconstrictor, if you look at the bottle, it says vasoconstrictor on like the information.
Literally
don't
means,
use that.
Yeah, that literally means like it constricts your blood vessels. Like that's the
vasoconstrictor.
Yeah, that's the etymology of the word. Yeah.
So I can use the drops to make my eyes like more wet, but I can't use like anything for the allergies. And I'm like, do I have to do this forever? And she's like, yeah, you just have to do eye drops like several times a day for the rest of your life. And I'm like, well, thanks, lady. And then people always think I'm like, are you high right now? I get that all the time. People think I'm high all the time. Like, no, I just have chronic dry eyes. I usually go, I wish. I wish. I'm at work, sir. I can't be high right now. I'm a professional. I'm a boss lady. I can't be
high, ma'am. Please get it right.
I know I'm chill, okay?
I mean, I remember asking that at the dispensary I went to. I was like, are you allowed to be like high when you work? He's like, no, we're doing a job. I was like, I mean,
well, ask a bartender
jobs with
because
weed.
I know a lot of bartenders who get bought shots and take shots.
I think that's like that's because they.
I think that is
like
part of a bartender's job though, a little bit.
Yeah, but well, I don't think it's part of their job. I think they can turn
No,
down
it's
drinks.
not. But if you're like so usually it's like, you like, I'm a cute girl. And so it's like, it's like, well, I'll buy a shot if you take a shot, sweetheart. And it's like, well, I want to sell drinks, so I guess I'll fucking do that. And I used to know a girl at the bar I used to always go to who'd always get plastered because this would happen to her. And then I'd buy the drinks from her when she was plastered because she wouldn't charge me.
Damn, that's a system.
Yeah.
That's not how you do a good business at all.
That was the cheapest bar I ever frequented. It was very inexpensive for me.
I wish that's what kills me. I wish I could enjoy alcohol. I don't like anything about it. It has too many risks involved with it.
Oh god, kill it quickly.
Like fun.
With risk
no,
of
I meant if you mess up, a hangover is awful.
You want to get caught being a square, do you?
And never again. I will never do a hangover again.
Square being a word people say still.
They do.
I use square.
Yeah.
And then I make a square with my fingers like in Pulp Fiction.
Oh dang.
You draw it?
Yeah. Don't be such a
I thought you did it with like
square.
I thought you just make it with your thumb and
Don't
your
be
index
such a-
finger.
Royale with cheese.
No,
Oh wait, do you do it with the where you put your hands
That son of a
like
bitch.
straight and then you put it around your face and then do the box?
like that's
Around your
Vogue.
head?
That's doing Vogue, the dance of Vogue.
Botanica.
By fucking. You're thinking of the dance of Vogue.
Yeah, you're square.
Yeah, you're. See, but if I did that, then people would be like, Vogue? And I say, no, a square. Because that dance is too iconic. But I just draw a square. Don't be such a square. Loser.
This queue or what? Also, I want to get. Man, I'm gonna have to do that on my off time. I don't want to get this stupid thing.
You're not exactly desperate for off time right now.
I wish I had off time. Ugh.
I have to actually do a lot of. I have
What's
to.
yeah. What's it like, Andrew, to be one of the people whose life actually changed in the apocalypse?
Well, it changed for the better
I'm
because now I can stay at home and do my
surrounded
job.
by people who are just like
My job's
just
gotten
doing
harder.
the same shit. They're just going to work, but it's worse now.
Yeah, I don't.
That is a vagina.
Where?
Look.
This
Oh,
is that.
yeah.
That's just
Where?
that map is a uterus right there.
Well, if it, I mean,
Look at the map. Like, come on.
you know, it'd be facing the opposite way though.
Yeah, but there's just shit going on there. I'm like, come on, man.
Look at all that complicated vagina stuff. I don't
Keith,
know
uteruses
anything
aren't made of
about.
stone.
Well,
Universes aren't made of diagram.
I hope not.
my heart's made of stone.
I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place. That's inside you, baby.
She's like, thank you for that amazing compliment.
I mean, isn't it aren't like almost every single one-liner just like a thanks for that compliment?
Wow, very good. You tried.
Oh man, it's like, what was my favorite one? It was like, oh, I'm mad at Spotify because you're not listed as one of the hot singles this week.
What?
Because Spotify releases like hot singles every week.
That's like
They're like-
such a very specific. Like you have to hope that. What if you go like I'm too poor for Spotify? Like
Yeah,
do they
you
just
know,
That one's like a
like do they
hike.
go like oh fuck?
that is kind of a. I mean, that one I knew was like a normal, like that is a consistent one because I've heard it several times. And it's
Oh,
always, like,
no.
the same
I've
way.
never heard that. Oh my goodness.
So it's also an original.
Yeah, it's not original.
That's the
Oh,
only.
no.
That's like one of the very. There's like a list of 5 things I think that I wish I could experience as a guy that women experience, but I don't want to be a woman because everything else is not great.
You just
I don't
want
like-
the
You
weird
just
experience
wanna
of
hear
guys
the
hitting on you.
one-liners?
Yeah, like I want to be
Doing
able to
one-liners.
because well, let me rephrase that. I want to experience hetero guys hitting on. I've been hit on by multiple homosexual men, but that's different.
They
don't hit on you the same way.
I mean,
so
getting hit on is still uncomfortable and weird. It's gonna be the same. It's gonna be like the same feeling, just with different.
The guy
verbiage.
was kind of pushy. He was like, "Well, have you tried it?" I was like, "No, but I'm pretty confident I'm not bi or
have you
gay."
tried it?
He's like, "Well, you know, you never know." I was like, "I do know.
He did the whole thing.
Yeah.
See,
he did the whole thing while touching my hand, and I was like, okay, look, I'm putting on a good face because I'm here with a friend, but I'm not having a a good time right now.
Was he an older man?
He was an older gentleman.
Yeah, it's usually. I was gonna say that's how I can see that going for you.
Yeah.
I'm concerned by this being a pattern.
It's a trope.
Yeah.
And I mean, in his favor, when I was like, no, trust me, I'm really confident about it, and playing it off casually, he was like, okay, well, you know what? If you ever wanna, let me know. And I was like, gotcha, sir. You'll be the first one on my list. The moment I come out, I will bring you up. But
he's waiting for your phone call
any day now.
I don't know. It
any day now.
when I hear people
sensation
like concerned
Andrew's
about
just
that
gonna
being a
call
thing.
me
Like,
up.
I don't want to get hit on by gay guys. It's like, oh please, dude. Like what you do isn't worse.
Well, I was gonna say, like, regardless so obviously being pushy and creepy is not what anyone wants, but there is like you can just take it as a compliment and then move on. It's like, well, obviously someone finds me attractive and that's it, and I'm not gonna like. But if they're rude about it, then fuck them. But if not, if they're polite about it, then don't be mean to them. They're genuinely trying to scope out their options, and they consider you, which is kind of a compliment, you know.
And look, I will 100%. And the reason I couldn't be upset because I was in a gay bar. So there's no like that's all on me. That's my fault.
Yeah.
I
buried the lead there.
Well, okay, but again, I was here for a friend. I was in the bar because my friend who was gay was meeting up with a girl that she met, and so she was doing it at the bar.
I'm just saying,
and I was there just to.
Very late
gay
context.
bars are very loose. That's a very loose.
But that's the thing. It doesn't matter.
Go to gay bars.
It's irrelevant. It doesn't matter where I was because that can happen anywhere. It's not like gay people only exist in gay bars.
What?
I'm not safe everywhere else.
I don't live in a gay bar.
I just mean like
you kind of do.
It's kind of like describing the person's colors. Like it's not really relevant to, like it doesn't change anything. Like I could have got hit on in a straight bar by a gay guy. Like it's not like they don't.
As a person,
it's not like there's some kind of.
I've gotten as a person that's like gotten hit on by women and men. There's definitely a difference to it, but I think that women are usually so nice, and they're always like, "You're so pretty," and I'm like, oh, like, but yeah, guys are usually creepier.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely didn't get like a, "Oh, you're handsome." It was mostly like, "Hey, have you tried it?" And I was like, "What?"
See, sometimes you'll
like
get
it's Sunny D.
like
yeah, basically. I was like, "Are you asking if I've had gay sex before?"
You haven't had one yet?
That's a very leading question there, sir. I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of things that involve social stuff that I just take in stride. Like I'm not gonna waste my time with being upset or taken aback or bothered. No. But I also don't experience a lot of it, so I probably don't get frustrated like I feel like most women are with pickup line. And so that's why I feel upset where I'm like, man, I wish I could experience more people doing shitty pickup lines on me so I could be annoyed of it. Like it looks
I'd arrange the alphabet, but
ones.
you and I together. Is there a mirror in your pants? Because I could see myself in them.
What? That's great. I love it. That's a great one. Oh my goodness.
I could see myself in that.
I think I would hesitate. I would take a second and be like, I have to say no,
maybe
but that was really
gay.
good.
Well, for that line, maybe.
Well. I mean, he said he already sees me there. I can't.
Andrew just goes out in a shirt that says "gay" for puns.
Oh my god, I can already see the guy. Like he has that perfect mustache.
Actually, yeah, usually. I had a guy try to buy me chicken wings once at a bar, and I was like, I'm I'm a vegetarian, sir. And he's like, bartender, get this lady some chicken wings. And I was like, no, sir. I was like, I don't want chicken wings. He didn't follow it up
with a better line where he's like, oh, well, I think I've got meat you can eat.
No, this guy was high out of his mind. Like, I don't think he knew what he was doing. He was very sloppily eating the chicken wings that he was eating.
He's like, I'm kind of lonely here. I'm the only one pigging out. You want me? It's like, sorry, I don't. I
actually felt really bad to where, like, before I left, I went over to like make sure he was okay, and he was like, "Where are you going next? Can I come with you?" And I'm like, "No." I'm going like, you should stay here. And he was like, "Which bar are you going to next?" And I lied. I told him the bar the opposite way. And so he went to the bar the opposite way, and I went to the next street over.
You know what? It's fine. I've met enough drunk people that they have a good time regardless.
There's persistent people. That guy wanted to be my friend so bad.
Who wanted to be your friend?
Wreck-It Ralph.
Oh, Wreck-It Ralph.
He was so fucking drunk and he would not leave me alone for so long. It was a Halloween party.
Very literal. He literally was Wreck-It Ralph.
I was dressed.
Oh my god! Yeah, you got hit on by Wreck-It Ralph?
Yeah, I was dressed as a Ravenclaw and he was dressed as Wreck-It Ralph.
Was he?
I was a golden girl.
No, he had like foam shit on him.
He had fake muscles.
Yeah.
Oh,
and he was exhausting. He was so. Yeah. There was like 10 people at the party that were sick of him.
Keith and I were at a Halloween party, and this guy like really wanted to be friends with Keith, and was so upset that Keith wouldn't take a shot with him.
He was so mad that I wouldn't drink with him.
I was trying to tell him to leave Keith alone.
He was so frustrated for some reason and completely fixated on it.
Well, that is a very reasonable reaction.
I remember your name. So
yeah, he kept cycling around the room and showing that he could remember everyone's names. And then he would look at us like he deserved a prize.
And I was like, I took a shot with you already.
Like he earned something.
And you don't know my
Like he's
name.
a dog that just did his trick and now it's time for the treat, which is me drinking with them. And I'm like, no, I didn't set the stipulation. You did. That doesn't work that way. You can't just like create. You're not fucking Edgeworth. You don't get to like make your own game with its own rules that I have to follow them.
Oh God, man!
Well, your name is Keith, and I know who your brother is, and like you're a YouTuber, and I remember things about you. So we're friends, and you should take a shot with me.
Wait, he said you're a YouTuber?
Well, because we had all talked about our lives, and he can remember my name.
It's like this logic doesn't flow. You can't just attach these things to each other and say that that's the conclusion.
I don't know. I mean, it probably worked a little bit, right?
Wait, so Keith,
I just got more sick of him all night until he left.
Keith, I know your name.
He had like no other character traits besides wanting me to drink.
And I know your brother and where you live. You need to take a shot with me because I know these things about you, Keith.
I started never learned more about him. He just kept reinforcing that he was annoyingly wanting me to drink.
I just remember
did nothing else.
I remember his wife.
He was just one
his
note.
His wife showed up, and his wife was dressed like Von Sweets, and I was like, you can't be
his
her.
wife was dressed like Penelope? What the fuck was the purpose?
Well, isn't that gross? I was like, isn't that gross, you guys? You can't be dressed like Penelope Von Sweets. That's kind of fucked up.
Yeah, you can't ship those characters. That character's
they can't fuck each other.
That's like a 6-year-old.
Yeah, isn't that what your partner should be? Your best friend? What the hell?
But when they go home later,
I feel like if you and your spouse dress up as those characters, it's like a sign. Someone wants a divorce.
Like friend-zoned.
We should be friends now.
I don't think that. I think that's just a cute couple idea. That's like.
No, I didn't think about it until just now. It's fine.
Raggedy and Andy don't fuck.
Are you sure?
How do you know?
How do you know that?
Because they're dolls and they can't fuck.
They wish they could.
Fight,
no, they don't.
Kiss,
because
kiss,
they're dolls.
kiss.
They can't wish anything. They're
not
dead,
alive.
soulless creatures.
Chucky fucks.
Well, Chucky's
that's different. Chucky's a living, breathing human stuck in a doll body.
Yeah, he fucks his girlfriend who is also in a doll body for some reason.
That's
and they make a terrifyingly faced child.
That's gross.
Which adds a lot of
questions
seed of
to
Chucky.
To the Chucky universe. Can dolls procreate? And if so,
I think Seed of Chucky was my first Chucky movie.
Wow, that's a lot going in.
That's like my starting point, and I just
shit. That's like watching Gremlins 2, and you're like, whoa, what's happening?
I think it's the only one I saw. That's the only one I saw before the reboot. I think.
Wait, Gremlins?
Wait, you've never seen?
I only saw Seed of Chucky and then the reboot.
I thought you were talking about Gremlins. I was gonna say.
I thought you meant Gremlins. I was like,
Yeah,
what the fuck?
no, the reboot featuring Penelope Found Sweets. All grown up.
Oh yeah,
All
she was
grown
in that, huh?
No, no, that was Sarah Silverman. That was not her.
Wait, but I thought. Oh.
No, Penelope Found Sweets was Sarah Silverman.
Yeah, but who was in
Aubrey
Plaza?
Plaza.
Oh, Aubrey Plaza.
Which is she's a treasure.
That was funny because she was some kid's mom, and I'm
treasure.
like,
She's a fucking treasure in
Aubrey
everything.
Plaza, you're not some kid's mom.
She's so
Don't
great
lie to
in
me.
Legion and so many other things.
That's the.
I want more Aubrey Plaza things.
I
She's
love
in
her.
Parks and Rec, right? She's the, like the sassy, gothy looking one.
Yeah.
There's also that amazing photo of Aubrey Plaza and Michael Cera in like a restaurant booth.
As kids.
That picture where it's like there's like a horde of kids all crowding around Michael Cera to take a picture with him, and Aubrey Plaza is just sitting next to him awkwardly because
she's so famous yet.
Because she's like invisible to them.
They're both adorable, and I love them both. Like they're
Who would want
both
a picture of
cutie
Michael
patooties.
Cera, though?
I love him. I would like Michael Cera. Where are you? I would definitely go on a date
There's
with
a
Michael
great
Cera.
there's a great tweet with Michael Cera.
Such a little nerd.
It's got Michael Cera, Elijah Wood, and whoever else is like that I can't think of right now. And it's like, this is my favorite genre of white men.
It was Michael Cera, Elijah Wood,
tweet's really fucking
and who else?
Yeah.
Michael Cera, Elijah Wood. Oh, and I think it's is it Harry Potter?
Yeah,
Oh,
I think it
Daniel
might be
Radcliffe?
And it's like their various bizarre street photos. It's Daniel Radcliffe with like 30 dogs on leashes tied to his waist.
smoking a cigarette. The man
and then
was just
it's
falling
like
down
Michael
the street.
Cera hugging a cactus that he's walking around with.
That was in his movie.
Yeah, and then
He had a movie about that cactus.
and then there's Elijah Wood is like riding a
He's riding a electric scooter.
Yeah, he's
down
riding
the
an electric
street.
scooter.
I will never forget. Your brother told me I would look like Elijah Wood if I was a man, and I always thought that was not true. But I always thought about that, and I still think about that.
I don't know
sometimes.
about that. That's
Yeah, there it is.
That's a hard stretch.
My favorite
I know,
genre of white
right?
guy.
No, like, oh, they're so cute. They're like little, like gangly hipster boys. They're cute.
Man, I can relate to that.
Andrew's like, my people.
My people come to me. I'm so lonely here. Everyone calls me skinny.
No, my ex-boyfriend that I don't care much for was like 6'5". He was like 150 pounds or something, and he was like the
That
biggest
sounds
fucking
impossible.
nerd. No, he was like a thin, gangly boy.
That
Wait, that's
doesn't.
150 is gangly?
That's not possible. You
Well,
can't.
he was 6'5".
That no. Because Eric.
6'5".
No, my brother's like that height, and he's like 200 pounds almost. He's not 150,
Yeah.
and he's skinny as fuck. Like I think if you're 6'5" and
I know for sure he wasn't.
I think
more,
you could be
he was
6'5"
not-
and Andrew skinny, and you still can't be that light.
Eric's not 200.
He's like 180 or something. Like he's not 150.
Yeah, so
He's
my
6'5".
ex
He's
was
like 6'5".
My ex was like 170 then. He was skinnier than Eric.
Well, that's distressing because
That's
Eric's just
I
a
think that's
bone
an
man.
eating disorder.
No, he was just one of those people with a metabolism that was broken.
Yeah, me too.
somebody fix it.
One day. And I've only learned that eating more food doesn't change it.
I remember the day that you learned the word ectomorph, and I was like, "Ha! You watched that video?"
Yeah, I saw you.
I instantly
I saw you talk about that in the.
So I instantly knew that you were
fucking
talking.
Ace
You had just
Attorney.
we had both watched the same episode of fucking Plague of Grapes that
Grapes.
week, and you're
Yeah.
like, "This is my word of the week."
Do you watch our
He's
Ace
talking about like
Attorney?
him playing basketball or
Andrew?
something. And he's like, "This is the body type I have, so I can't play basketball well." I was like, "What? Okay."
Plague of
Hey, that's
Grapes
me,
is
though.
great. So you watch the Ace Attorney series?
Yeah, I was watching the Ace Attorney series.
Oh, that's nice. Thank you.
No, I mean it's fun. I love because I know all of the plot, so it's really fun seeing your guys' reactions to like the reveals, and you're like, "What the fuck?"
All the asinine fucking things that happen. It's so much better than 999 though.
I mean, yes, everything's better than 999.
Because like
999 is
80%
like
of
a
the stupid things are on
fucking-
purpose, but a few of them.
I saw
just
you were
don't make
arguing that in your
sense.
Discord, where you're like, or not arguing, but you're like, "Look, 999 is garbage."
Yeah, no,
has no red
that's
herrings.
terrible.
It just claims to have one on the box.
Though the mummy thing was like, the mummy thing was fucking terrible story writing.
God, the mummy
They had
thing.
no plan. That was such.
Fuck, man.
It's so infuriating.
Hitchhiking at the end. Fuck off. What a garbage fucking. God, what a fucking tease.
It's
I
all
hate
nothing.
That so much.
It's all a dead end. It doesn't go anywhere. It's not even a red herring because
The worst part is that
they subvert it so hard that it doesn't even count as a red herring anymore because the entire red herring itself isn't even canon anymore. It's like that's how fucking up its own ass that shit is.
We listened to that girl talk for like an hour about the fucking
stuff
Titanic
that
having the mummy
matter.
on it. And it was like,
stuff that was never going to matter.
Wait, what?
Why?
Okay, I don't know. Well,
3 different people mentioned Ice 9 stories, and
which
you're
is just stolen from Kurt Vonnegut.
Yes, first of all.
From Cat's
Secondly,
Cradle.
Ice 9 has 0 relevance to the plot at all. There's no relevance of Ice 9, except for one puzzle thing. I think there was like I think the solution was something related to that. Or I don't even remember.
I don't know. It's all thankfully fading away over time. One day it'll be gone, be forgotten by all.
I just remember the dumbest. I think the two things that hurt me the most was the main villain having face blindness, which was like the most fucking convenient thing ever.
That's a real thing, though.
Yeah, but literally like.
The length it goes
literally
through
this
is
man kidnapped and fucking abused children, and he
spoilers for 999.
Tell
I guess,
the difference
guys.
between them. What the fuck?
Oh, that is pretty bad.
Like, dude, he literally was standing in the same room with 2 people he fucking kidnapped, and he's like, "All right, hey guys, what's going on?" Like, what? Like, what the
That's kind of awkward.
Yeah, it's
Not only that,
it's
he
a
was
lot.
in the same room with somebody that he worked with, and he didn't know it was that.
Yeah, he's in the room full of people that he kidnapped when they were younger, and doesn't know it. And he also kills one of his own employees and doesn't know it.
Well, no,
It's just like, all right.
In like the real documentary I watched about face blindness, there's a part where the guy's working in an office, and then his like secretary walks in, and she says hi to him or something. He's like, he looks at her, and she goes, It's me, like Karen or whatever, and he's like, oh, you put your hair up today, and she's like, yeah, because he couldn't remember her because she had put her hair up different.
The narrative was frustrating in part because the entire game was full of a completely nonsensical mystery that ultimately only could be done by having such a ridiculous plot point as like the villain literally can't recognize people's faces. That's why the story makes no sense. It was like the story for it all, but also it was the motivation of the villain was to cure his face blindness. So it's like that one plot point becomes the unifying thing of all of the game, and it's just like oh.
Also, there's a fucking puzzle that requires you to know how people look, or else you can't finish the puzzle. And he can't do it. He asks you to finish it for him.
Why would that come up?
Because the people he kidnapped put him in a fucking in a recreation of the Titanic in the desert and made him do a fucking puzzle he literally couldn't do because he kidnapped those same children to cure the face blindness he has. What? They put him in a not winnable situation.
Like out of spite.
Because he couldn't literally fucking do it. And they were like, it's fine. This is okay. Everything about that game was terrifying.
I don't even know what to say.
We are not in a good shape right now. Is anyone able to revive?
We're not in good shape, but we'll be okay.
I guess you already have a pet. You can just turn it into aggro mode, I guess, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now.
I'll summon my pet the moment the tank dies. I'll summon my tank pet. This is not going good.
If you have face blindness, can you recognize yourself?
Are we supposed to be able to defeat every sapling before it reaches him or something? Because I don't think we can.
I don't know, actually. I'm assuming not, because technically you couldn't tell the difference between yourself and someone else, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like, I mean, I guess you would know. Oh no, I think you could tell yourself because you don't change how you look.
Well, but
according to the comments I was getting, which, you know, who knows if you can trust any of them, they were saying that like the version of face blindness presented by the game was like completely cartoonish and like exaggerated.
I was gonna say that his face blindness was literally like, I don't know what people are, and I was like, what the fuck?
We beat him. We
did it. Do not mourn my death. Yeah, he was. Oh, but he was such a cool looking character, though.
Yeah, he was your favorite character until he turned out to be a jackass.
Because he was like the gruffled old man who's like,
he was the only person who behaved like a human in an ocean of lunatics. But then like a switch flipped in his head, and he's like, "Aha! My mask is coming off. I was the villain all along." And it's like,
oh my god, the fucking ending where he's like, "Haha! I trapped you in a room, and now you're gonna die unless you could finish the puzzle, which you can't finish because I created a situation where the only way you could finish it is if this fucking multi-diverse, like dimensional thing exists." And it's like, but it does. And he's like, "Fuck!" Like. And it still doesn't cure his face blindness, by the way. So he still has that.
It's one of the things they had to retcon. It was like, actually his motivation it was less stupid. He's part of a secret organization that's doing.
Well, I was just saying, how could that have cured his face blindness in the first place? Like, I don't get how that would work.
There's two things you don't do when you play 999. You don't ask questions, and you don't read anything.
The franchise was about morphogenetic fields. And so the idea is that you can communicate, you can send and receive information from other people's brains telepathically. And so they would create puzzles you could only solve if you were receiving information telepathically from somebody else to ultimately get the information, was the idea. So the idea
still doesn't explain how it cures face blindness.
Well, an implementation of this would make it so that he could, wait, was there not a dungeon, was there not a quest to turn in here? I teleported back to the beginning.
Automatically did it.
Oh, I teleported back to the beginning, and I'm like, what? Yeah. Oh no! Did I go back to Orgrimmar? Does my thing teleport me back to Orgrimmar?
Apparently, people with face blindness can't recognize themselves.
Did I not set my fucking Hearthstone again?
You just fucking no. You probably didn't.
What'd you do, Keith?
Fuck.
Cut. Or do you have to take the fucking?
Yeah, I gotta take the fucking blimp. So fucking have fun. I'm gonna go wait for a blimp to show up.
God damn it, Keith.
Son of, I gotta commute now.
Okay, hold on. Let's see here.
How did I not? What? I came back to do that specifically. Fuck. Whatever. But no, the idea was that if he could master morphogenetic fields, he could recognize faces via other people's brains that don't have face blindness.
Okay.
At least that's the convoluted ass explanation for just a franchise of bad plans and bad stories and utter nonsense. Like there's so many holes that I can't even keep track of them all without just going back and redoing it again. Because like when people are like, like nowadays when people ask about the plot holes and things I took issue with the franchise, I just got to go back and watch the playthrough. I can't fucking keep them all in my brain forever. Like there's like a fucking 150 episodes of us losing our goddamn minds playing through the first two games. Like fucking experience it alongside us and you'll see what our complaints were in real time.
Hey, look, all that matters is that it was the birth of Dickington, and Dickington was the only good thing about that.
Didn't you draw like a dick with a monocle and a top hat?
Yes.
Yeah. And every time we opened the notes page, it showed Dickington. He was the dapper dick.
I love Dickington. What a great. Oh yeah, I think
my Zeppelin's here already. That was quick.
I think I have an emoji of Dickington on Discord.
Dickington, the dickest of all.
Don't I have a Dickington? Oh no, wait. Oh yeah, there he is. Dickington. Bam. Oh, he's really tiny.
A Discord emoji or something?
Yeah, I made him as a Discord emoji.
Oh. I should put him on a... I should probably just put him on a... What's it called?
You can see the little top.
You can probably see it bigger if you open Discord on your phone.
I think...
Because this is the group server. Yeah.
Well,
do you trace him or something?
Well, he's on a erect dick. He's a little flaccid dick.
He is a classy dick. He's doesn't
a
need
classy,
to be erect.
flaccid dick.
And that's not a gun he's holding, it's a cane.
What are our opinions of Shadowlands? I don't know, it's not out.
Probably gonna be good. Like all the WoW expansions are every time, forever.
I don't know. It's gonna be more WoW, probably really similar in 1,000 different ways.
I have to leave. I forgot that it was that bad.
I'm always
trying to look up.
I'm always a little confused by people always wanting opinions of things that aren't out yet.
I was trying to look up why Ace wanted to use, or why he thought he could use it to cure his face blindness, and then I stumbled into plots about like weird terrorism, and I was like, oh no, never mind. I forgot how bad this is. I'm leaving.
Did you wander onto the dark web?
No, he means the actual plot of this franchise.
The plot has like a terrorist organization that is trying to use morphogenic fields to
see. Ace's motivation was too stupid in the first game, so they retcon it in the second game to being a part of like a secret organization that's like spanning the globe doing this or that.
Yeah.
I think they're either causing or preventing the apocalypse or something via experimenting,
the apocalypse.
experimenting on children.
That.
For some reason, like a circus leader was in their group. Like it was weird.
A circus leader.
Yeah, the character that was basically like Robin's dad from Batman. Like he was like a fucking like lion tamer boy or something. I'm like, I don't understand. I don't know what are these characters. What's happening?
I remember
his name was Dio.
Perfect.
And he was a lion tamer or something. Yeah. It was me, Dio, and then it was him, Dio. I joked, but then it was actually him, Dio.
Dio's a great name.
It was 100% absolutely him that was doing a lot of the stuff.
We were joking about that the whole time, and then it was like, it was me, Dio. We're like, Dio!
we were joking, but it really was him, Dio.
Dio
that was
just
behind
means
so many of the
devil
things.
or whatever. So it's like make a villain named Dio. It's kind of on the nose.
Oh yeah, he's the fucking.
I gotta go back. Gotta make sure I actually set my Hearthstone to this place this time.
Of the brother of the leader of the terrorist organization that's trying to use morphogenic fields to destroy Earth, but instead we built
isn't the leader of the organization like a series of clones or some shit?
Like, yeah, and so
there's like a bunch of clones, but one of them's like
look all like
but
Dio.
One of them's like the realest one for some reason.
The realest.
One of them is the real Dio. Also, we have a colony on Mars.
And one on the moon.
And one on the moon. Or no, it's a colony on the moon, right? Or no, do we have a colony on both?
I think so.
I think it's just a colony on the moon. I think it's a colony on the moon.
And the entire game takes place on the moon or Mars, I forget, but you couldn't tell because everyone has been inflicted with a drug that makes time feel like it's moving faster, which makes it so that nobody can tell that we're in float physics on the moon.
Oh my god, that's right. They removed like fucking...
Yep, no one can tell that stuff's falling at the speed of moon physics because everyone's actually living in fast forward.
I forgot about
That's the real part of the story because Zero Escape's fucking garbage, and
everyone had a drug injected in them that gave them like literal fucking superpowers.
Even though if you accelerated all of time to match the speed of acceleration to make it look like you're falling like you're on Earth, that would make everything else constantly look fucked up.
What is this?
It's fucking Zero Escape. It's a garbage franchise of stupid shit, and for some reason, until we encountered it, seemingly 100% of all of life thought it was great writing. We were somehow these lunatic naysayers that are the only people on the planet that don't like it, even though it's the most fucking horrible, insane storytelling. Not really. We were fucking reeling every time a plot point came up. We're like, what the actual fuck? Where's the innkeeper, by the way? Jesus. Oh, there you are.
Oh my god.
Now I see why I didn't ever set my thing to this, because it's too much shit.
Oh god, it was the you are actually a really old guy, but you are also the robot.
Yep. No, there was
that sentence.
Yep. You find out that you're actually that character.
You're old Sigma
yeah, you're actually an old man, but simultaneously you're the guy that's been in the robot suit the entire game. So you were actually two of the characters at the same time. And yep.
Now imagine having to internalize all of this live as you're trying to keep the story in your head together so you can continue critiquing it and not get dunked on by all these people who refuse to accept it.
And all of Earth is dying of a plague, and you've got to stop the circus tamer from unleashing terrorist bombs on the moon base. destroying the only hope of humanity for reasons.
He wanted to blow
a
up
circus
moon
man who
base.
is one of 50 clones that are a terrorist organization that want to end reality for some reason.
Wow, that sounds like a gem.
Do you remember?
I don't know how to do this quest.
Do you remember they said we don't actually know what the terrorist guy looks like, but they're like, but Dio's a clone. I was like, then he looks like fucking Dio.
What dungeon did we just do again?
Oh god, let's find the achievement.
Fuck. I forgot already. Into the Wobbly Under? That's not. No, that's somebody in the writing school near me.
We did defeat Warp
Botnacula.
Splinter. Yeah, Botnacula.
Sepultura. It's not a related word at all,
Sepulture?
but it reminded me of that. It's a song by the Pixies.
But sepulture is just a word.
No, Sepulture, yeah, but it's a subculture, Pixies
Did you know-
song.
What the fuck is this?
Culture.
Sepulture.
What's it called? Subculture.
Oh my goodness.
That's what the song is.
Sepulture.
It's just yeah.
There is.
I was dressed in black. She was all dressed up in black. Everything was fine down here. You call it here. What you doing here? Way down in this subculture. Song's baffling.
Did you know about the Chien de Andalusa from that Pixie song and not from the actual movie?
Yeah. But nobody fucking knows what that movie is.
I knew what that movie was. I didn't know what.
Of course you did.
Well, I
That's
thought it was
exactly your
funny.
interest, but like no, most people don't know Unshun and Delu very well.
Well, you made
But-
that reference, and then like days later, I was listening to the Pixies, and then I heard that part. And I was
Yeah.
like, wait a minute. I figured I've cracked the
Yeah,
code.
slicing up eyeballs. I want you to know.
Yeah, they slice up eyeballs
Girl,
in
so
the movie.
groovy. I want you to know. Don't know about you, but I'm a debaser.
I just stumbled upon a 6,431 word essay about why Dio is the third best character in Zero Escape.
I was hoping you were saying Dio.
Burn it.
Dio Brando.
Burn
third
that.
best character in
Burn that
Relive.
YouTube channel to the ground.
He said, second on my list is Alice, which is already a fuck you.
Oh
Like,
no.
Fuck
Oh yeah.
you,
So we should,
sir.
since we're already spoiling shit, we just explain this to Stephanie.
Fuck
so
you.
they keep setting up that there's an Ice 9 mummy on this copy of, because first of all they established there was multiple Titanics, and this was like one of the copies of the Titanic
I'm
back
already
in the day,
dying.
which is what this game's taking place on, supposedly.
Oh,
and
you haven't
on
heard the
it
best
there's
part.
supposed to be
Not
an Ice
only-
9 mummy, which Ice 9 is a special like different version of water that is frozen at room temperature. And it's actually it's straight up
Okay.
stolen from like Kurt Vonnegut's Cat's Cradle novel, is what Ice 9 is from. And this mummy is supposedly perfectly preserved because her blood is Ice 9. And like you see her multiple times in these like visions of like what the supposed mummy would be like, and they keep setting her up over and over again throughout the entire game.
Alice.
Yeah, they keep setting her up the entire game. She never shows up. You beat the entire game. All of the mysteries are resolved, and all the face blindness shit that had nothing to do with the Ice 9 and nothing to do with Alice, who was called All Ice. That's why her name's Alice. It's because she's all ice.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Yep.
my
But then in like the
Yep.
post-credits scene, the mummy, they're driving through the desert, and the mummy is like hitchhiking.
What
So
the
it's her. And then in the next game, she shows up, and there's a girl, and her name's Alice, and she looks exactly like the mummy from the previous game that they kept foreshadowing, and she's a secret agent apparently, and they keep reinforcing over and over again that actually she's not a mummy and just a weird rumor. And eventually the developer writer guy even confirmed in the background that like, yes, that's not her. Alice is not all ice. We just made another character that looks exactly like the mummy character that never was the mummy.
Is it spelled
which
ALLIC?
her name is Alice, but all ice
just
is
regular Alice.
ALL-ICE.
Oh my gosh.
But like they ultimately established that like the writer of it ultimately establishes that this weird character whose entire existence is just to be a carbon copy of the supposed owl ice that we were going to meet, that was this mummy that they've kept foreshadowing for no reason, ultimately is not that mummy. And then the third game came out and finished the conclusion, so the mummy never came up as far as I'm aware. So they just spent like an hour foreshadowing a thing that was never going to matter. And like it doesn't even work as a red herring because there's no reason to even think that the mummy was gonna matter. Like they just explain a mummy for no reason for like an hour of a game.
In Discord, I posted what Alice looks like, or what Alice looks like.
I just looked it up. Yeah.
So what do you think the mummy looks like?
Why I'm looking at both of them. That's ridiculous.
The mummy looks exactly fucking like her.
What?
Yeah.
Same skin tone. Same hair, same gold bracelet stuff around her, which is very pharaoh-esque.
Yeah, they really went all Egyptian with this whole thing.
And then they had the fucking audacity to say that she is a undercover police officer.
Yeah, that's how they dress. That's how undercover police. That's how you can tell it's an undercover police officer is if they're wearing all gold.
You, literally, not wearing a bra or shirt, only having an open jacket with a gold necklace covering her nipples.
You're right. Yeah, you're right.
That's fucking it. That is an undercover police officer on a moon base trying to catch a clone of a terrorist that's trying to blow up the moon base where there's literally no civilians.
Well,
on top of that, you find out at the end of the game why every single individual character was selected to be on this narrative and this story. And Clover and Alice were basically there for no reason canonically, and their lives were ruined for no reason.
I think
they were basically kidnapped to fill out fill out a roster.
Clover was
I think I know why they're there.
And you're looking for meaning because Clover was in the previous game, so like there's got to be a reason she's here now, but no, it's basically just a fucking
They're not
waste
there because they have boobs.
Basically just a waste of time.
But why though?
Well, okay, look, because they have boobs, and the other characters that exist didn't really have boobs, so they needed two booby characters, and these are the two good booby characters.
Yeah,
that's why they don't wear anything.
This game's full of old men. We gotta have boobs.
That one's an undercover agent. I think you just tell her anything she wants to know. She's not wearing anything. That's how you get information. I would tell her whatever she
I have nothing to hide, literally. I'm not wearing anything. Checkmate, officer.
Dangerous.
Here's my bank account information.
There's... Ah, man, I'm already getting ulcers.
God, there's so much dumb shit.
So much.
There's so much dumb shit.
I've already found cosplay on the internet. And it's interesting. It's fun.
Remember when
Yes, Keith, I remember
when June was in the coffin for no reason? It didn't make any sense.
They put her in the fucking coffin.
They just like switch. They would every plot point always had a switcheroo, even if there was no reason for it in universe.
And the only reason she was there because someone just needed to stuff her her drugged body somewhere, and they figured a coffin was the best place to do it.
There's so much to take in.
But it's okay because but Keith, remember, June also didn't exist. Remember, because technically she died in her timeline because Sigma didn't tell her the code because he didn't have the fucking access to the multiverse yet. God damn it. Literally the entire plot of the game hinges on the fact that June dies and is unable to complete.
The franchise is built around a misunderstanding of Schrodinger's cat. What is a Nezing wearing lackey? Where are they?
Is there a rabbit?
They're...
Oh, in the second game, because I think it was because I'm pretty sure it's because it was what's it called, was popular, Danganronpa, so they just made their own version of Monokuma. So they just made an irritating mascot character that just is annoying and trying to be cute, but they're just like irritating as shit.
Let me tell you what doesn't get boring.
I really dislike anime mascot characters.
Hearing how to play a game every fucking time. Nothing's not enjoyable about that. Every time you do another route in fucking What was the name of the second game? Virtue's Last Reward?
That was the ultimate that was the ultimate salvation of not having to play the beginning of
last reward.
Not having to play the beginning of the story arcs anymore was that he's only in Act 1 of each story arc. So once we finished the beginnings of all the stories, we didn't have to deal with them anymore. This irritating rabbit.
Do it for like a long fucking time.
Because it's a voice actor trying to be so wacky and adorable.
Oh right,
and
they had like they were
talking all like memey and like a weird shitty version of the Joker or something sometimes, but they also kept doing voices, and I'm just like,
it was like,
I hate him.
Oh, I don't know what you're doing.
I hate him so much.
But it's not good. It's like what the fuck?
It was so much.
Also, it was an AI. Also, it was a sentient AI, but also it was like not a real AI, because we didn't do anything with it. It just kind of stayed on the moon. It like only existed to make this game happen, which is a weird reason to create a robot.
We have to escape. We have to escape Zero Escape. But there's no escape.
There's no escape from Zero Escape.
Zero escape.
Yeah. The only thing that a lot of them just spawned.
People keep asking us to play the next one.
It's just not possible. You can't do that.
Andrew will die.
I will fucking die. I will actually just keel over.
It'll be your final Let's Play. Technically, the last one already was your final Let's Play, basically.
Yeah.
Like you basically just like quit. You uploaded 2 episodes of that playthrough, and then just stopped uploading to YouTube.
I got high and tried to fucking play it, and it still wasn't fucking good.
It wasn't
still
even
infuriating.
good high.
That's pretty scary.
I've realized that we're picking up Nezingwari Lackey's ears because these random caribou are turning out. I think they're turning out to be like druids that we're killing. We're ripping off their blood elf ears.
That's pretty fucked up, Keith.
Do you remember when we got
really
this cool substance that could spray on people that tell if they touched a certain a certain thing?
To see if to see if there was blood traces. It was that stuff that glows.
Right. It was they had the spray and then black light to see if there was blood.
Yeah.
And we just didn't do anything. We could have.
Where are we?
We could have used it in so
quit?
many other situations, but we didn't just take the bottle with us for some reason.
No, there was many things.
There's many things.
Many things. Many things.
It sounds delightful.
Oh yeah, wait, wasn't the second game like
we had a very long, slow meltdown?
Didn't they kidnap people and then time moved forward? Like they put them on ice or something?
I think they put them. I think they had been in like a.
Oh right, I have to talk to the dragon.
They might have been in like a. What do you call them?
Like hyperbolic sleep or something.
Not hyperbolic
VLC,
time chamber. What's it called? Stasis chamber, whatever. Cryo freezed like Disney.
All right, tell me. I could have sworn. Oh god, that rabbit just so ugly. Right.
I've tried to forget a lot of this, so I don't have a great memory of some of these details.
Oh right, the rabbit's name's 03 for some reason.
Why not?
Well,
why not?
Because there's only 2 zeros. The previous zero.
Nothing we find out is going to be. None of the things we talk about is ever going to chop the fucking like time dilation drugs.
Wait. Hold on a second. What the fuck did you just say to me? Did you just...
Nothing's gonna beat the fact like we're on the moon, but you can't tell because coincidentally this disease you have also makes you change the dilation of time at the exact amount that makes you not be able to tell you're on the moon.
There's a fucking anime for this?
So you feel like you're still on Earth, which is a real plot point. Like nothing's gonna beat that. Like that was the peak. What the fuck is this entire franchise? I'm dying inside. Also, June, the worst character, is behind it all both times. I hate June so much.
Why do you hate June?
We both hated June. She was the worst. We'd be in the middle of a puzzle and she would just start talking to us about pseudoscience for half an hour for no reason. Just out of fucking nowhere. She would just be like, wow, you know telekinesis and like homeopathy are real? And I'm like, I hate this woman. Why is she talking to me now?
Do you remember she was trying to talk about pseudoscience in the middle of us stuck in a freezer?
Yeah.
I was like, girl, we're dying. Let's not talk
Yeah,
about
there was a
fucking
part we were
pseudoscience.
literally freezing. We were all locked in a freezer and we were dying, and she was talking about pseudoscience out of nowhere. And the only thing that was worse than her randomly coming out as a pseudoscience believer was the fact that she was right, because that was their attempt to ham-fistedly foreshadow everything. And she was, since she's behind it all, she was the one, she's basically just like explaining the actual plot of the game to us, but it's so asinine that we're not even taking it in that way. Because she's just trying to like nonchalantly drop these completely insane sci-fi concepts because they're the real plot of what's actually happening.
Yeah.
And it's all gonna turn out to be true later, and it's like, I hate this game so much.
I remember getting really upset about her just fucking randomly bringing shit up like that. Like, we'd be in the middle of doing something and she'd be like, did I ever tell you about homeopathy? Like,
yeah, we're just like,
not
oh,
the
no.
time.
We're just like, oh no, she thinks water has memory. Throw her out the airlock. Just throw her out the airlock. It's like, no, this is Zero Escape. In this universe, all pseudoscience is real. Fuck you. It's like, no, that's you did the ultimate crime, game.
It's the na-na-na-na-re game. The na-na-na-na-na-re game.
Andrew, what's your horoscope? Speaking of pseudoscience.
My horoscope is Cancer. Like the thing that game is.
My friend's is too. And I felt bad about it.
Cancer is just the saddest fucking horoscope.
What a great sentence.
It's just like, hey,
Horoscope
do you
is
like
Cancer.
feeling sad all the time? Also, you can't trust anybody. Also, you wish you could trust people. Also, you're sad. Like, why? What is this horoscope?
Wasn't mine
Is
the
this
bull?
spite?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you're Aries?
No,
Taurus.
he's a Taurus.
Or Taurus, sorry.
He's supposed to be like a boorish asshole who's pushy and stubborn.
I mean,
Stubborn like a bull.
Cancer's supposed to be like, it's supposed to be all like internally conflicted and like multi-layered.
so much doki doki, but not
sad.
enough
All I
explaining.
know is we both took the Sorting Hat quiz and we're both Ravenclaws. And that's like basically more true than horoscopes.
I haven't
I
taken
don't know
that
about
yet.
that. That's
At
kind
least it's based on things about you in some way.
I feel like that it doesn't seem right though. Like I shouldn't.
It's
have
more
been in that.
diagnostic than what month you were born in.
I mean, that's
It's at least based
You
on a
chose the month you
quiz.
were
It's a
born in.
BuzzFeed quiz. It's basically a BuzzFeed quiz, but still, it's better than like, I was born this week of April and that's my personality.
All I know.
I mean, I will admit, I do like the
Whatever it is, apparently I have the exact same fucking personality as fucking William Shakespeare based on that idea, that concept, because we have the same birthday.
I have the same birthday as Joseph Joestar, and that's all I care about.
William
And
Shakespeare's
it's
birthday
perfect.
is April
Really?
23rd.
Yes, because he says it in the show,
That's pretty good.
and I'm like, yeah, because my tarot card's Hermit, and that's why.
Ooh.
Because they gave them all birthdays, and they gave them tarot cards for their birthday. That's my birthday tarot card, is the Hermit. So I have the stupid
You
Hermit
said
purple
Joestar. I
stand.
was like, that's a pretty good tarot card.
Yeah, so horoscopes are real, if that's all it means, is that I'm
Is
this
that you get to be
Joestar.
closer to Joestar.
Yeah, that's all I care
Hey
about.
man, Joestar had a pretty rockin' wife.
Joseph Joestar? Holly?
Yeah.
Holly's well, yeah, but he fucking
Dude,
cheats
what
on her,
a,
and I'm
like,
sad
what
about
a
that.
MVP. She was like, yeah, I love you, even though like that was the weirdest fucking journey I've ever been on. Like,
Yeah, she's just like, whatever, you know. I'm like just getting sucked alive by like some stand monster I don't know anything about, like, you know.
right?
And she's like,
They're literally on a cruise ship, and then a vampire appears.
oh yeah, yeah.
Like that's some relationship testing stuff right there. Like, sorry, honey, I have to die so I can stop this vampire half brother of mine.
No, she's a good woman right there.
Then she became like a crazy rich, crazy strong American businesswoman.
Yes.
Which is like, damn, all right, girl, like took it in stride over here. She's like, Dio lose. Like, oh no.
She got cucked into power.
I was sad that Joseph cheated on her. I was like, what the fuck? I hate that. I hate that's canon. I'm like so sad about that forever.
Enjoy your
Whatever.
horoscope.
And then he gets like dementia or whatever, and he's just at the end of that whole series, he's just with like that invisible baby.
What the fuck are you saying?
Like, she's.
What the fuck are you saying? Oh, so what?
God, I love JoJo. JoJo just makes no sense from an outside perspective.
See, it's like Zero Escape, but not.
I mean,
but good and fun.
At the very least, I would say that. Well, I guess that's not true either. I was gonna say I think that JoJo's Bizarre Adventure keeps true to its own logic, but it doesn't. It immediately throws away Hammond, which is like the most important piece of information.
Oh, you clicked
like the most important tool in that entire show.
Yeah, but stands are cooler though. Like focusing on that part
makes zero sense because you could just get rid of the host. Like if you could kill the host, then why even bother with a stand? And it's not like all the fucking Joestar people can do it. I don't know why they just don't do it.
Because it'd be less fun.
It wasn't. That literally JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Season 1 was a fucking ride, and that had it there the whole time.
A lot of people don't like the first season. Like
sacrilege.
People I show this to, I usually tell them to start with this third season because I know they won't be able to sit through the first and second. Yeah,
the
they usually
first season's
can't.
the best.
Most people don't think
it has
that.
all of the emotion in it.
I think
you don't get like the good.
It was
Dio
me,
lines,
Dio.
all of those
I kissed a girl first.
That matters, Gabe. It matters. In anime, especially.
When you hear that fucking moment memed for years, and then you find out the context is that, you're like, what?
And Dio took it.
That's what Dio was?
Dio.
What the fuck?
And then Donnie.
I thought he killed someone.
Donnie.
That Chad
I'm sure he
piece
does.
Of shit.
Donnie. Right?
That Chad piece of shit.
Donnie. Yeah, Donnie's the dog. But,
oh yeah, he kills the dog. Yeah.
Yeah, Donnie. Yeah, Keith, he kills the dog. That's how you know he's evil.
So fucking mad.
There's a dog in the incinerator.
You fucked up. You fucked up.
I still can't get over it. I cannot imagine people enjoying any other. Like, how do you even get into JoJo without experiencing the ludicrousness of the first season? Is
that your favorite season? The first one?
I think so, because it was basically a really good hero's tale. It just was like, it started so small, and then it became a world-saving event all of a sudden. It was great. Where it's just like, yeah, this really rich kid has a shitty fucking adopted brother, and nobody likes him. And then it's like, and now that adopted brother's trying to destroy the world. What? And then Joestar just becomes even buffer, and it's like, what?
I am always kind of leery of people saying skip X number of seasons of a thing just because.
Well, no, I mean, like if I was gonna.
I always heard people say that about Mass Effect, and I'm like, the first one's like not just my favorite Mass Effect, it's like my favorite game.
Don't have patience. Like certain people don't have patience, and I know which people I have to say that to. It's not every person.
JoJo is a very slow burn. I will give you that.
Yeah, like there's certain people I know I have to tell them.
So just recommend those people shittier media since they're not good enough for the good stuff.
Well, because I think
that's what I do. Yeah.
I don't know which season's my favorite, and it's hard to say.
Sometimes you just gotta cut your losses with the people that only watch trash.
I actually really did like the last
just abandon them.
Whatever number that was that 6? No, that was like 1, 2. That's 5. Was that 5?
Is it 5?
Yeah, because the third one was Star Wars Crusaders, and the fourth one was had Josuke, and so the fifth one had yeah, but like. I don't know if that's my favorite, but I remember that fight with fucking what was it? Band names, hold on. With
what is it you wish?
Hello.
Damn it, what band was it? The one with the metal and the blood. It was King Crimson.
They released it before I could turn the quest in, assholes.
No. It was the fight with the stand who can turn your blood into metal objects.
These fuckers let him go before I could turn the quest in.
It was in the last season.
You'll be able to turn the quest in at the very end.
Yeah, but isn't there a next quest that you're on right now?
Oh.
Aren't you currently on a quest? Yeah.
Yeah. Here. Did you get it? Do you need me to share it with you?
I can't. I didn't turn the quest in. It's a chain. I just don't get to have the quest now. Because people didn't check.
People are not very cooperative. I think there's a point after all of this where you can talk to him and he'll finish the quest. And I think the quest that he gives you is just to do what he wants, like basically just to finish the mission. I'm trying to remember. I cannot remember.
Like bad party
It was
members.
Metallica. It was Metallica. The fight with Metallica and King Crimson was like one of my favorite fights ever in that show, and I thought it was so cool that I feel like them.
There are some really good. JoJo does have some pretty good fights.
I was trying to explain to Keith. There's a Green Day, which is a sand that only grows mold on your enemies when they're going down a hill.
Oh yeah.
Like that's how specific these powers are. It's
there's also
insane.
like logic breaking ones for sure. The one that can like go back in time. I remember he has like his ability is that he can go back in time and prevent things from happening, but like he can also go back in time to prevent someone from dying, or his stand user from dying, which kind of defeats the purpose of how stands work.
was that King Crimson? Because I know like that whole season everyone like was constantly like trying to figure out what the fuck, like how his stand worked. Like it was like a
Crimson,
meme where they're like, how does it work? I don't get what it is.
What is it? Let me.
Yeah, because it was like he can go back in time, or he can like change the last like 3 seconds or something.
It's like a self-aware joke about how complicated the stands are as a concept by having one that confuses the people in universe about what it is.
Well, at the end, like the main stand, Golden Wind or whatever. I don't know what the fuck he is able to do, but he like ascends to like godliness and is able to like create a million timelines in which the King Crimson dies over and over again.
Oh, Clara Oswald?
Yeah, because King Crimson is technically immune.
I can also make jokes no one understands.
King Crimson is invincible against any stand user that doesn't manipulate time. So as long as a stand can't change time, basically it cannot harm King Crimson.
I want to see the conversation where for the first time a Doctor Who fan talks to a JoJo fan, then finds out all the same plot points happen in both shows.
Well,
it's one
you and I can
one.
Talk, but it's not gonna happen.
It'd be incredible.
Does someone zip open his own heart and like stop it from beating with his own hands in Doctor Who? Does that happen, Keith? I think so.
I like the confidence of like, I don't think so, and Keith is like, I think so. That sounds pretty Doctor Who.
I have to watch Doctor Who then. That sounds pretty gnarly.
Time erasure. So he can erase a given time frame lasting up to 10 seconds.
So he just like cuts it out of existence. So you end up at point A to point B without knowing how you got there, because it took out the 10 seconds it took you to get there.
So he can, but his stand user is conscious during the erase time.
Let's ride.
And knows what happened during it.
Well, he knows what's gonna happen, which is why he decides what to erase, because he can see it, and then he like takes certain parts out of it, or something.
But then I think like somebody, what is it? Oh yeah, because he has precognition. God, that show.
I just like the part where his stand user doesn't know that he has a stand, so he's like answering the phone, but it's like he's like, and he picks up his shoe and he thinks it's a phone, and talks to it because he's being manipulated by his stand.
No.
I like King Crimson the band, so I was really happy that I like a lot of these bands, but like King Crimson's like, I love King Crimson, so when he was like the villain of that whole season, I was like so fucking excited. I love King Crimson. As soon as I heard them say King Crimson, even though the subtitles said something else, said like Crimson Master or something. The Wild. And Dio's great. I made Keith let me play a Dio song on Rock Band the other day for his birthday because I wanted to sing Holy Diver, which is one of my fucking favorite songs.
Dio is just a treasure. His voice actor's fantastic.
Are we just running back to the entrance? What's happening right now?
No, we're slowly guiding this orc all the way over.
Hey Thrall, how you doing?
Just be careful.
How you doing, Orc Jesus?
He's doing good. He's trying to get some. He's trying to.
Didn't he like retire from being war chief? He's like, I'm beyond this.
Yeah, he basically got tired.
He like retired, but he didn't die because all the other war chiefs keep dying. But he just like was like, I'm gonna go on. I'm gonna go be Orc Jesus from here on out. See you guys later. Some other asshole can run this shit.
Is he the messiah of orcs?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they see him as that, but he's not.
Basically, he did all the important shit, and he's like the magic chosen one that keeps doing. Like this is us, like going back in time to experience the time where he was liberated from a slave camp and then went on to lead the horde. Like.
He sounds more like Moses.
This entire instance exists entirely just to further deify Thrall's history. I think it was multiple.
Also exists to make humans look even worse.
Aren't there multiple Caverns of Time instances that are just about Thrall's backstory? I think that was like half the gimmick of these things. Was setting up how Thrall's like the ultimate orc of all orcs, basically.
Well, he's the ideal orc.
Yeah.
He's not a fucking lunatic.
And then Sourfang takes over and he's like an asshole.
All the lady orcs say he's the ideal orc, man.
Sup, bro?
I mean,
ideal.
Yeah.
Now that's a face for loading screens. Alright, see you later, Thrall.
Thrall came out, he's like, what's going on out here?
They're coming for him. Turns out that farm was not a great hiding spot.
Wasn't the best idea, but you know.
In Doctor Who, there's a woman who is just a flap of skin stretched out over like a rectangle.
She needs some moisturizer.
And she just says, moisturize me, moisturize me.
Moisturize me, moisturize me.
Ooh, interesting. It puts the lotion on the skin or else it gets the hose again.
There's also like an immortal head.
Yeah, so the face of Bo.
Oh yeah. He's fantastic.
The face of Bo. It's just a weird, like, tentacled head in a jar.
What a 10 out of 10
he's like an oracle, like a deity. And then you eventually find out one. And you eventually find out one of the other characters is him. And you're like, what?
Yeah, it's a spoiler.
I didn't say who.
Well, I mean,
you find out who young face of Bo is. Yes, it would.
But it is kind of spoily to say that he's somebody you know. The whole point of it was like, who's this fucking head? He shows up all the fucking time.
It's less spoilery when it fucking goes nowhere.
It does feel kind of anticlimactic at the end of his... Pretty sure it
never came up again.
No, it basically just goes like, oh, that's really sad. I wish we knew ahead of time before he died. And then it's like, da-da-da. You're like, okay.
Speaking of that season, did you see that Jack came back? I don't know if you watched any recent Doctor Who.
I haven't been able to bring myself to watch new Doctor Who yet.
They actually brought back that actor again. I'm like, wait,
as a different character?
No, as him. He's still Jack.
Wait, as him?
Jack is still Jack. He's aged. Because Doctor Who's been going on for like 15 years now since the reboot.
No, I know, but
because he was in the first season, and then he was in all of Torchwood, because Torchwood was like a spin-off for him, and Martha, I think. But now he's in the new season.
Story over? What the fuck? Let him sleep.
He's just got shit to do.
Does he need a job?
Let him sleep.
Probably in real life.
I mean, if you're not dead, you've always got more you can do.
But he...
What a scandalous meeting in this this attic here, with also like an entire party of adventurers circled around them.
Come outside and face your fate.
Oh man, that's a pretty epic hunter down there.
Who or what was that?
Sound like a dragon.
Yeah, that's it.
Life hangs in the balance.
Oh wait, no.
Why your
voice?
It's a dragon. Oh, it is a dragon. I was like, why is his voice so echoey?
Only dragons echo.
Yeah, because they have telepathic speaking.
Even though that's not how telepathy works.
Fuck, he's wordy. Telepathy doesn't work like anything. It's not real.
I feel like a lot of
That's not
telepathy echoes. Like
You don't hear voices in your head?
Do yours echo, Andrew?
Oh no.
I do hear his echo.
Is your head spacious like that?
Oh, empty.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
What is it echo? What is it echoing in?
Cavernous.
My chest is kind of hollow if you bang on it.
Which is distressing because it's already really small.
I thought it was like normal, but then the doctor was like, "That's not normal."
Oh
I was
no.
like, "Cool."
No.
Maybe I have hollow bones. Maybe that's why I can't fly.
Are you
Like
a
a
goose?
bird.
Andrew's a goose.
Having hollow bones
Oh man, that would explain a lot.
having hollow bones would explain your weight, and being a goose would explain your your
Explain
rage.
my weight. That's why you're so light, because your bones weigh nothing.
It was astonishing
it would
to realize.
significantly lower your weight. Yes.
Yeah. Well, it's just astonishing to realize that Andrew is like almost the same height as me, but he's half my weight. I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah. I'm
That's like undoable.
I'm 5'11" and I weigh 100. Well, right now I'm 130 pounds.
Oh, that's more. Weren't you like actually 100 before?
Yeah, I
Or
was
were you
actually 100.
exaggerating?
I crawled back up to 110, which was my usual for the past like 10 years. And then after quitting smoking, I managed to breach 120.
When you were
and
actually
then
100, I'm like, wait, that's cheating. That's impossible. That's not how humans.
My doctor didn't think it was cheating. They thought it was like suicide attempts.
Yeah.
Like, you shouldn't be that low. And I was like, I don't know. I eat food, just not a lot. It's
Eat
fine.
a lot.
Well,
Please
that's what
eat
I
a
do
lot.
now. And that's why I can, but I can't go. So
Oh.
my body decides like it's stuck in a limbo between 125 and 130, where I will never go past 130. If I do, I feel like terribly sick, and my body vacates everything inside of it. It's like, nope, you broke the line. It's like, what? Okay, sorry. Which was cool. It was apparently very disappointing to doctors, because my nutritionist specifically, who was very confident that she had created the perfect plan to fix this.
Was it just
Like, these are the
liquid
meals.
lard shakes?
Well, she was like, here's the densest food you can eat. And if you
The
eat them for like
densest
3
food?
months straight, you're going to gain at least 20 pounds. It's
like your
okay.
nibbler?
Yeah. And so then I
Densest
gained
food.
5.
What are the densest foods?
I gained 5 pounds. And she was like, how the fuck you didn't eat enough food? And I was like, I ate everything you fucking told me to do. Like, I ate everything. And she's like, that's not, you can't, no, you have to gain more weight. I was like, this isn't how my body works, lady. It's a no weight zone.
It's a brood elf.
It's a blue elf.
Open shirt.
Hey, why can't I be a blue elf then? What is this?
This is like the first blood elf of all time. There's never one again.
Fuck. Yeah, then he releases, or he wipes their memory, and then they never remember they liked each other. Goodbye.
Is that what happens?
Yeah, it's a Romeo and Juliet story.
They
She
call
goes,
you a
"Well,"
monster, but they're the monsters. Wow, King Kong.
Or a lot of
Yeah.
stories.
Maybe man is the real monster.
Yeah, Frankenstein.
Wait a second. Is Frankenstein about?
Well, Frankenstein's about man's relationship with God, but the whole point is that Victor Frankenstein is God and that Frankenstein is man, but like the whole point is like they have no relationship, and he questions his existence, and he wishes that he could have not been born, but he also can't live without his creator, which is at the end why he kills his creator and then kills himself. Topical, yeah. But it's like who's the real monster in the story?
I don't think I get to turn the quest in Andrew. He just rode off into the sunset.
Fuck.
Thrall just left. I don't get to turn the quest in because people just left me
That's
behind.
confusing.
Bunch of assholes is what they.
Why would he do that?
Because he's got to go lead the horde. We just had our moment of like, and that man was Albert Einstein.
I was that baby.
I was that baby.
I love that joke.
Wait, what? Oh fuck! I forgot. Oh god, I gotta leave. Okay.
You what?
I came back. I was closing some tabs. I forgot I still had the Virtue's Lost Award plot synopsis open, and then it showed the picture of June being a child, or not June being a child, but remember, like, the end of Virtue's Last Reward is that June takes off the hood and she's like, and I was the one who orchestrated everything again. And we were like, what the fuck? How are you alive? And she's like, ta-da, now I'm sending you somewhere else. And we're like,
no, we don't need a third one.
And then we closed the game and I stopped. And I left the country.
You're like, you know what? Maybe this career is not for me.
I literally just had to leave.
Yeah, you did leave the country.
Just was like, nope, that's it.
Zero Escape was a life-changing event for you.
America failed me.
America failed me. Because
they let this game get imported. I can't live here anymore.
Imported a Japanese game. Haven't you been to Japan since then?
I want to go to Japan.
Yeah, but I make a habit of not being where I don't go to the city where Chunsoft's located at, because that's just not a good idea.
He looked it up to avoid it. All right.
I mean, yeah.
This is probably it for tonight. It's probably about time to call it.
It's dangerous.
We're
what if I ran into the writer?
Hours in. Oh no.
Oh no.
And he started talking to me about it, and then I have to like politely not tell him he wrote the shittiest story of all time.
Wow, that's a real step up from your previous thoughts of what would happen.
Well, because I realized that if I did anything bad, I wouldn't be able to go back to Japan. And I like Japan, I just don't like Zero Escape.
You're not
so there's no reason to...
You're not worth losing Japan.
Because if you lose Japan over that, then who really wins?
Exactly, right? Like, I'm not gonna give him that satisfaction.
As long as you can beat... As long as you can re-enter Japan, there's Zero Escape from you.
Exactly. Wait a second. I'm not bad.
Are
I'm
you
a
though?
good gaijin. Yeah.
Good gaijin.
I'm a good gaijin.
You're one of the good ones. Oh.
I mean, I don't disrespect their fucking entire culture in one visit. Like.
I showed Stephanie that. It's such a brilliant video. I think we already talked about this before actually, but like I definitely just let her believe it was real for a while.
Yeah,
until,
I sat there and watched
until it finally clicked that like she was watching a fucking fever dream. Because it's just weird enough that it seems like it might just be another culture until there's too many.
It's definitely just weird enough that you
things.
don't want to be insensitive, but at some point you go like, okay, wait, I'm gonna break. I don't care anymore. This is ridiculous. Like, this no one does this.
This is impossible.
I like the part where about the illegal meat, where it's like, chef's always right. Like, don't ask where it came from. And they have like a list of all the meat, but it's like a bunch of like really, it's like skunk and stuff. It's like, chef's always right.
And then the Adrian Brody guy wipes the table. The Adrian Brody looking like sushi chef, like wipes the table, then his face, then the knife with the samurai.
Yeah. He serves him on his shoes. He takes off the sandals and he serves the sushi on it.
What a great
video's magic.
I'll pay the bill. No, I'll pay the bill.
Some things just.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.